I just wanted to start the stream off a little bit early. Just so that I'm completely sure that everyone can get their rewards. And to do that, just check the pinned message in the chat for all the details you need, so you can get your keys and whatever else they're giving out. So, yeah, in the meantime, I guess we can just chill out and play some games for now. I guess I'll play ratings. I haven't calibrated yet, so guess now is a good time to do that. The first map we get is Dead Rail. And we're in a whole reef. So it's not too bad. Not pretty good start. Let's see here. They have an they've got a fair bit of heavies. So I'm actually gonna go to just a regular tank destroyer spot. I know that I'll probably get spotted if they start going that way, but it's all good. Not sure what our 57 is doing. Guess he's just locking his turret. That looks funny. Got an E5 going to mid, which should be pretty good for spotting early on. Oh, I actually spot the IS-4. I don't want to sit in the bush out just yet, because I'll probably get spotted for it. I guess now I'll have to start shooting. And just back up immediately so I don't get nailed by their double tank destroyers. Wait for camo to reset. Our team doesn't look like they're doing well. Our E75 is taking a lot of damage. Our E5 is going to get pushed on by those 3 tanks pretty soon. But we did trade at least in a E75 so far, so not all is lost. Our 62A is actually going pretty far, so I know I won't get hit by tank destroyers in like that area. The only threat would be over there, but they can't hit me because of this hill. So we can just pretty much farm at this point, as long as we pay attention to what's looking at us. The T-22 actually hasn't fixed his rack yet. The mouse is turning to look at me. But that's okay. I'll keep putting the damage out. Might have the T-22 here. It looks like we're doing pretty okay. The mouse and the IS-4 aren't really in great positions, and the 57 looks like he's getting crossfired. I might get pushed on, but that's not a big deal since we should have team support. As in, like, they're just gonna shoot them as they come. But that's okay. That's all I need. So, like you see there, the E50M. Gonna shoot this mouse the entire way. And Hori AP is so OP, it just goes straight through the top of the mouse. Like, he is trying to angle and everything, but it's not gonna help him. Look at that. Look at all that gray. IS-4 is pushing out now. Put a shot into him. Our E50M is engaging. And this IS-4 is as good as dead at this point. The Waffle actually hit me. Doesn't pen though. So we'll go look at him now. Maybe we can get this blind fire. Nah, it looks like it missed. There is very little chance that we're gonna lose this. But I won't say it's not possible. Looks like the Waffle might have been blind hit by someone else. Pretty good first game. 57 did a good job. And our E50M, good support. Get some more. Ooh, nice candle here. Alright, let's see, we've got Canyon. Not the best map, but let's see how it goes. Confer is saying mid and right, so I guess. Oh, his E5 is saying he's spotting mid. Well, we'll see. Probably just start in the mid. Or just start in the back, I mean. And work our way around the map according to what's spotted. Or I guess I'll just play aggressive. Because why not? Ooh, our Sheridan took a lot of damage. Leopard was unspotted until now. Got hit by, I think, the E5. That was a terrible shot from me. But the Leopard doesn't have a shot. Hoping maybe someone pushes up, but it doesn't look like it now that I'm seeing things. Leopard gets hit though. Can't really 1 versus 1 hit. Okay, now he's a 2-shot for me. Now he's a 1-shot for anything. Waffle is moving up. Looks like he might come out here, but we won't be counting on that. He could be like sitting around there. Nope, he's actually just gonna be back there. Okay, that's fine. E5 is pushing under onto 2 tanks. That might not work out for him. 5A is right here. Sneak a shot into him. Ooh, okay. Lucky the E100 wasn't paying attention. I'll be trying to burn down this 5A. M103 survives because of the consumable. That's good for us. E100 takes him out. Waffle might have a good shot into that E100, and he does. I should out-reload him here. E5 is still alive. A little bit surprising. Something shot from over there. The Conqueror isn't looking very healthy. Huge shell goes into the Waffle. Able to pick up the T-30, not sure what he was doing. Didn't work out for him. 60-8. Now has the E5 and a 1-shot. I'm not confident in being able to take a shot from the waffle, because he could high roll me. Or maybe they have a max roll. I think I outspotted him. They're gonna have to snap this shot. Nah, it's not a big deal for the whole reap. Ooh, E5 bounces on our 62A. Our 62A should pick him up. Doesn't look like he has him though. Their waffle is around here. Okay, E5 messed up another shot. Waffle just fired. He hit our 62, so I'm gonna just move in. And hopefully we don't get high rolled. Low roll. So he definitely doesn't have a max roll loaded now. 62A picks him up. We just had to chase him out of that position. Got a mastery actually. Let's see here. We'll get into another rating battle as there's plenty of time until the games start. Alright, let's see here. We got Canal. I wasn't really paying attention to the beginning though. Hopefully this works out. But our ammo is going to a spot where he can spot the crossing. You've probably seen it before. Our mediums are playing passive, which I guess is okay. Their heavies didn't come this way. I don't think anything did, so yeah, we're gonna have some tanks coming on the other side. 50B is in an interesting position, because if he pokes out a little bit far, I might get spotted, so I have to be careful. Our T62A is spotted in a kind of weird position, so he's in a little bit of trouble. Nothing shoots him though, which is a little bit surprising to me. 50B might be doing what I said. Oh. Yeah, so like I said there, as soon as that happened, I should have just backed off, but not a big deal. Took one shot. Not optimal, but again, we can live with it. 50B looks like he's gonna poke out here. Hovery gun handling is OP. T30 is gonna help us out. Might as well knock out this guy. We put a track shot in. 50B is focusing me out. Or no, he split his clip. Not something you want to do. Put another track shot in. Keeping them immobilized as long as we can so we can hold off longer in this push. Might have the kill here. 50B has enough of a clip to kill me. But he's not going to be pushing. And he fires one, so we're going to be taking this fight. Bounces a shot. Even better for us. PTA just fired, so I'm not worried about him. So this is going pretty well for us so far. Double tap him with the T30. 50B goes down. There's an E100 on the cap. I might have been able to turn for that, actually. Bit of a low roll, but it's okay. At this point, we're just farming damage. But Oh. I7 having a little bit of trouble getting around the barrier there. Ooh, that was a big snapshot. Wasn't able to hit him though. But again, this game is basically done. Alright, let's see. Win another game. Still got a lot of time. About 40 minutes into the game, so we're just gonna keep playing pubs. Just for anybody joining the stream, make sure to check the pinned messages so you can get your rewards, like the keys and lockboxes and whatnot. Right now, we're just playing some pub games so that we can kill some time and extend the stream so you can get all your rewards and goodies. But in about 40 minutes, gonna be switching to actual tournament gameplay. So stay tuned for that. For now, we're just doing some raiding games. M60 mix, not the best poke. We get some damage into him. One of their tanks is getting onto the A-cap. I might have a reset shot here. Doesn't look like... Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Not penetrating, not even hitting. 7-4 is calling a loss already. Not the best attitude. But maybe he's right. Hopefully not. I'm moving in a kind of a bad position. Now I think about it. The I7, I was trying to get shots on the I7, but he's gonna be hold down there. Or E100 is gonna be... Their E100's moving up. Puts a shot into our IS4. They have an IS4 creeping up on that area there. So again, we're just gonna be holding off as long as we can. Hopefully our team can do something on the other side. I might be able to sneak out of here depending on how I play this. Maybe not, because this I7 is playing interesting. He's trying to flank me, but I don't think he realizes how much traverse that hold he has. I'm gonna use this spaced armor here. Maybe he hits the building, the little wall. But unfortunately, it didn't work out for us. I believe I have him on DPM. But he has a lot of HP, so maybe not. And he's gonna try to slip past me. But we're not gonna let him do that easily. Try to angle the armor. Or at least wiggle or make it harder for him to pen, but he's just going straight through every time. If he gets a good roll on me, he could kill me. But he doesn't. My engine is dead though. But again, our team was able to do good things on the other side, and we hold off and do some damage before they're able to do that. So we made it hard for the enemy to do any sort of play on this side. Not always the best strat, but the way we had it, we could have supported a push on that side had nobody been on this side. So positioning, you want to do that. Be in a position where you could like move around to help either side, or play it so that you just straight up win one side. We get another win, we're gonna play again. Another rating game. Still have a lot of time until the games start. Now, I'll probably stop playing about 10 minutes before, and at that point I'll like start going over teams and that kind of thing, so we can start getting into the tournament mood. What do we have here? We could help out the medium flank, but at the same time, we don't want to overextend very far. Our M60 is actually not going this way, so we're going to be following him more or less. Crispy asked me if I play on other servers. Unfortunately, I don't have accounts really on other servers, and I don't really like grinding anymore, so I probably won't be playing other servers. Now, the enemy team has taken C. They have a 140. Our heavies have actually done good things. They're taking the A cap. Our E100 is actually, or we have an E100 sitting back here. We might be able to lay some sort of a trap. Like, it was kind of a weird deployment from me, but it might work out. Now, this E5 is obviously overextended. He doesn't have any help. I don't think he would have won a 1 versus 1 against that E100, so not sure what his play was. I think he was hoping for some support. I see the Vickers coming in through the mid, but he's going to turn. He might have a shot all the way across the map into the 215. Goes a little bit far off, but it goes a bit off, of course. So we're not able to get the damage in, but maybe we can hit him this time. No, that's an even smaller shot. We're just going to be focusing on our on supporting our E100 here. This Vickers is playing very aggressively. It didn't have the reload. He's going to get a shot into us, but we can use the building here to keep him from doing more damage. And we can actually HE him. A little bit of a low roll on the HE. But again, we're gonna stay close to this building so that we can peel him off if we need to. Now the 140 is pushing on us with the 5A. We're probably gonna go down here. But it's not a huge loss. Put a shot in before backing up even further. And our team is coming in to help us out, so we should be fine now. 5A is pushing. He's about a 2-shot if we get good rolls. And I believe I out-reload him. Yes, especially now that he's wasting time aiming. Now it looks like we have this game just about in the bag. Now that the 140 is alone, it's definitely not going to be easy for him to win. E5 picks up the kill, and that gives us another win. ISHTR did well. E100 was a team player. And our E5 did well as well. Had a bunch of friend requests coming in. I'll go ahead and accept. Get some clan missions here. And right, that's the camo from earlier. Quick tournament invite. Unfortunately, I won't be able to play. Gonna go into another game. Winter Malinovka. Enemy. What do they have? 2 heavy tanks. They've got where are they? Oh, Panzer 70 and a 5120. So their heavies aren't very heavy. And we have some pretty good heavies. An ST1 and an IS-4 along with a 113 for DPM support. So we can pretty much win this flank pretty easily. Our 140 and our T-22 should not be overextending, and it looks like they're going to be coming this way, so that's pretty good. So far, everything looks alright. Now, the thing with this is the enemy is probably going to be playing on the other side, so it's most likely going to turn into a spawn defense. So, our team is kind of moving far away. I don't want to sit here and get heat spammed by mediums, so I'm going to be moving this way with the rest of the team. 113 is saying turn around. Normally that would be the ideal situation, but the rest of the team is going the other way. So turning around at this point really is not an option. Or if we turn around, it's probably going to get us killed. 121's right here. I don't really want to poke that. He doesn't have a good shot on me. I don't want to poke out in mid either, so we're kind of stuck. Actually, our 140 is going to be clearing, well, not clearing out, but he's going to be spotting. I think the Vickers is around here. Looks like he's cleared out since. 113 is going to be sitting pretty far back, just holding that corner, so that's pretty good. 121 actually looks pretty overextended now. We might be able to make a move on him, but he's going to be backing up before taking too much damage. Unless he backs up too far, like this. Trade a shot, but is definitely a positive trade for us. He's actually going to be looking for a push here. Clip the hull of the 121 there. ST1 can push in, but it looks like he's a little bit passive, so we're just going to be backing off for now. And holding this angle. ST1 is able to pick up the kill though, and it looks like our team is winning the other side. So I'm kind of getting carried here. Honestly, I didn't do a whole lot. IS-4 is still full health. That's definitely gonna work out for us. Might be able to sneak another shot into the E4 here. With adrenaline, weren't able to do so. Tried snapping into the 50-120, not hitting. You see the STB is coming. He's actually going for the kill on the 140, but doesn't manage to pen. Waste a shot there, but not a big deal. Bounce off the 50-120's like gun cone. Unfortunately, not the best game for us, but it's still a win. So, not a big deal. Even more. Friend requests coming in. I don't really have the keyboard, and I don't know the Unicode for the accented end, so. Alright, let's see here. Got 6 out of 10 rating calibration games going in. Still got about 30 minutes left until the games start, for the tournament. Hope everybody's having a good day. I've been alright, but gonna be excited. I'm actually pretty excited for the streams that are gonna happen over the next 2 days. Today and tomorrow. Tomorrow is gonna be pretty big for me, at least. This is the first time I've actually done anything with wargaming on like the official tournament or the official channel and that kind of thing. Though I have been to offline, so it's not my first run-in with like wargaming or important, quote-unquote important wargaming events. So. Let's see. Other team has E100, 215, ISHTR, and a Kron, so that's actually pretty strong lineup. We have a 50B Chieftain, E100, and a 57, so that's definitely a lighter lineup. We're gonna have to play this well if we want to come out on top. They also have a Leopard and a Progetto, which is a pretty strong pair if they're able to work together. Like, Leopard's got the DPM, Progetto has a clip. Not able to sneak a shot into the 2-5. I might have been spotted, but it looks like we're fine for the time being. Now, we've got to be careful because our mediums didn't come this way. So, at any given moment, we could have mediums on our flank, and we'd have to drop down. Like, there it is. There are tanks getting spotted, and I need to get out of here. Hopefully we don't get hit by like a tank destroyer or something on that side, but it looks like we're okay for now. 50B takes some damage. Progetto looks like he's overextending though. We might be able to take him out here, the 50B and I. Yeah, the Progetto's definitely gonna hurt after this. Our 50B needs to stop bleeding. He's just about got a clip though. He should be dead, yeah, there we go. Our heavies are struggling on the other side. This is gonna be a tough game to come out on top. 215B is creeping up. That was a big snap. 50B should be picking up our Leopard. Might go down to the 2-5 though. Ooh, 2-5 gets a low roll, and our 50B gets away with his life. Put a track shot into the 2-5B, rooting him in place for a little bit. I'll be poking out here so that maybe he stays a little bit longer. But it looks like he just went down. Their 2-5, or their 183 is actually gone. It was pretty big. Like, I was thinking 2-5B was going to survive much longer and be more of a nuisance late game. Somehow get a track crit from that shot. E100 is going to try to turn. I should have the kill here. That was loud for some reason. What do we have here? Kronvan. Looks like this game's a win. Huge shell coming in from there. Even the Kron's turret is no match for Hori AP on flat ground. Grill did a good job there. 50B did well holding our spawn. Chieftain got a good chunk of damage out before dying. So pretty good teams so far. Lots of friend requests. What is going on? Even more. I just want to clear these notifications before they become an issue. Oops. Oh, they keep coming in. Just let me at him. I think the invites keep just keep pouring in, so it keeps moving it. Okay, there we go. Phew, alright. So, about 20 minutes until the games start. Play a few more games. And then I'll start getting into like the tournament. Somewhat of tournament commentary. Start going over the teams and that kind of thing. Teams and maps. Don't have enough meds for C is probably true. However, it's always best to at least have something spotting that so the tank destroyers can help out. Sheridan's gonna be spotting C. He might get pushed on. Yeah, it looks like that. Sheridan's going straight in for the push. Pushing in an interesting way though. I might be able to tag him on his way out, but he's just going to be chilling there for now. Get a shot into the 121B there. Sheridan is going to poke here. We should be able to tag him. Get a good shell. I don't want to sit in the bush now, or else I might get blinded. I might be spotted now though. Yeah, this might hurt. That's one Sheridan. Oh, it was a Sheridan that we tagged earlier. Don't really want to poke out on the 121. So we're gonna get nailed by the Sheridan again. We're just gonna be playing this a little bit passive for now. Team doesn't look very healthy. Max roll into their Sheridan. Can't win them all, so no need to apologize. Ooh, their Hori took a lot of hits there. Well, we got two bases. Oh, the Chieftain, we might be able to sneak a shot in. There we go. Now, I've put myself in kind of a weird position here. Chieftain looks like he might come up here. Tag is definitely just goes through his tracks, unfortunately. Chieftain's continuing to move up. Sheridan sneaks a shot in under the rails. Yak fired. Unfortunately, we get another bounce up on his upper plate. Hopefully we can survive long enough to get some support from the team. I was trying to hit the chieftain, but wasn't able to do it. I think the chieftain just has me. This is a close game though, but they have the cap now. Our ISHTR could do some good things, but he's choosing to play passive. Sheridan as well, he could have been putting some missile shots in. Need to get the caps. I think our Sheridan's making the play towards the cap. ISHTR is about 2 shots left of HP. Their chieftain makes a good play onto the A cap. He's not going to get punished for it. Sheridan might have been spotted. No, he might actually put a shot into the Yag here. Could put him down to a 1 shot. Very good shot. ISHTR just needs to go for the kill. He's going to take a big hit. Oh no, Ethan gets the bounce, but he just tracks. Definitely not what you wanted to do. Sheridan takes a hit from somewhere. I'm not sure where it was, but he's down to very, very low HP. ISHTR should have the kill, but absolutely botches that shot. Shoots the... I don't even know what he's doing. He's shooting HE. We've still got 2 caps to 1. Something needs to get onto the A cap. Sheridan is spotted, going towards A. He's going to have the kill here. Oh, the STB just made a big misplay. Oh, Sheridan misses the shot, hits the dirt. If he had picked that kill up, that would have been a win. Unfortunately, we lose a game. Sheridan ended up clutching the win for them. That is a lot of messages. Just taking some time to go through these. This is gonna take a while. Oh no. I can't type. These, oh, this is gonna take a while. I don't want to leave them there though, so I'll be doing this. Cream cheese. Okay, I think that's it for... Oh no, there's 2 more. Where are these from? Here's one. can't find the last one. Oh, it's because of the room invite or whatever I'm getting. Lots of hi. Hello, everybody. There's still more messages. Must read them. Alright. I think that's about it. Let's see. Well, how much time is left? About 12 minutes into the game, so I guess I'll start going over the teams and everything. I didn't exactly get to calibrate, but I think we'll have some time for that later. And if not, I can just do it some other time. Okay, so let's see. Blitz North Cup, or gee, I can't even read. Blitz North America Cup. This is gonna be the grand finals. So 4 teams. If you've been following, you'll know that there will be 4 teams. The 4 teams are going to be listed here. We've got Ishtar, Genesis, GMA 1, RGN Rain, and Void Speed. Now the teams are seeded with Rain in first, Speed is second, GMA is third, and Ishtar is in fourth. Now that doesn't mean necessarily that the teams get a huge advantage for or in the seeding, in terms of the seeding. Now this is going to be a double elimination bracket for the most part. So the way it works is there's an upper bracket and a lower bracket. I don't know why it says upper bracket, right? Oh, right. All the teams technically start in the upper bracket for the first round. We're going to be watching first, I believe it's GMA versus Rain, or Ishtar versus Rain, my mistake. So it'd be a number 1 seed versus number 4 seed for now. That's going to be happening first in about 10 minutes. And next we're going to have Void versus GMA. That's going to be happening about an hour after the start of Rain versus Ishtar. That just leaves enough time for, I guess, like max duration battles and the time in between games. Just checking the chat. So then whoever loses from Rain versus Ishtar is going to play against the loser of Void versus GMA. Now, if Rain does end up winning... Wait, hold on. Never mind. Yes, and then the... Well, let's see here. The matches listed out here. We've got 3 games, 3 games today. So we've got the first upper bracket, round, the second upper bracket round, and the first lower bracket round. Now, at the end of the day, we're going to see one team get eliminated. And that would be the loser of the first lower bracket round. Now that I look at this, I believe there's going to be one game that is not going to be streamed. And I'm not exactly sure which one it will be. I didn't think it'd be that way though. This doesn't seem right to me. Because there should be... Yeah, okay, the upper bracket final, lower bracket final, and the grand final. Okay, so, right. Well, that still doesn't seem right to me. Anyways, at the end of the day, we're going to know which team is going... Or, we're going to know one finalist, one grand finalist, and we're gonna know one team, or which team gets eliminated. So at the end of the day, there will be 3 teams left, and we're gonna know one of the teams that are gonna be playing in the grand finals tomorrow. Don't really want to do predictions because that just kind of implies some sort of favoritism. So, I mean, if we do it entirely objectively, it's possible, but it's extremely hard to do so. So I just don't want to do anything with that right now. Give me 1 tank premium, please. Unfortunately, I do not have the money to do so. So sorry about that. Won't be able to give you a premium tank. But anyways, we'll look at that a little bit. Again, we're gonna know one finalist, and we're gonna know which team is going to be eliminated and get 4th place. And it says there's no rewards given for the stage, but the rewards are actually listed here. So the prize fund, $50,000, is up for grabs in this tournament here. We've got 25,000 to the winning team, but these are all going to be divided by 10 since there are 7 players plus 3 subs on each team. So that's going to be $2,500 to each player, which is pretty good for a mobile game. Not too bad. We've got also 2nd place is going to be getting 15,000, so that's 1,500, which is a pretty good sum as well. And 3rd place is going to get 7,000. 4th is going to get 3,000. So do the math there: 700 and 300 for each player on those teams. Now, first matches are going to be played on Black Goldville, Mayan Ruins, and Port Bay. So that's going to be best of 5, I believe. 2 on each spawn, and then the tiebreaker Port Bay. So 1st to 3 is going to win each match there for the first upper bracket round. The second upper bracket round is going to be Black Goldville again, Mayan Ruins, and Port Bay. So yeah, those are going to be... yeah, the first upper bracket round is going to be... I believe, yeah, that's going to be Ishtar versus Rain, yes. And then this is going to be the second upper bracket round, GMA versus Speed. Now, the first lower bracket round is going to be played on Middleburg and Faust, as well as Oasis Palms as the tiebreaker. And tomorrow we'll have a map draw, which means that each team will be able to eliminate some maps that they don't want to play on, and then ultimately come out with the maps that will be played. There are so many invites here. But anyways, what do we have here? 4 minutes about until the games start, so might actually have the tournament invite soon. Or we should be getting that soon. I'm a little bit worried because it is somewhat late. Or not like late, but let's see. Hopefully we do get an invite. It'd be really, really unfortunate if we don't, but it says 3 minutes remaining. Unless I'm blind and I can't see the invite. But normally it shows up as a blue one. And it's not showing up. Just checking to make sure everything is in order. Saying unstable connection.
Ahoy.
Oh, hello. We have Every in the Discord call now. Hello, Every.
Hey.
So Every's gonna be an analyst in tomorrow's stream. So what he's basically going to be doing is doing a short review of the games that happens. And hopefully he can do that. Or, well, the purpose of him being here is that he's gonna be doing a little bit of that today. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't seem like I'm getting an invite.
Are you not?
No.
When does it say in the tournament tab when the game starts?
Yeah, it says at this point 1 minute.
Oh well, that is not good.
Yeah, definitely not good. Like if you see here, no tournament.
Yeah,
And
let me
it's not in
just
notifications.
message.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be doing that too. I think Daria is still awake.
Yes. That is not good.
No.
Oh, the teams aren't
Oh,
either.
the teams aren't getting invites either. What is going on? Okay, so this is definitely suboptimal.
Well, at least that means that we're not missing anything.
Well, yeah, guess that's a positive, but this could be pretty bad.
She said she's checking it now.
Yes. So hopefully that gets sorted out quickly. Yeah, I don't know if a reschedule would be.
I don't think they're gonna reschedule.
Yeah. I guess manual invites are gonna be done or something. I don't know how that works. It says battles in progress. But
Oh, certainly not.
yeah, definitely not. Well, maybe there's a score going. Oh, that is the wrong. Well, hopefully this gets sorted out.
I hope it just doesn't happen like it did on Asia, I think, in the summer tournament.
Yeah, I believe
where
that was
tournament rooms were, for those who don't know, tournament rooms kept getting created and invites kept getting sent out, but no one could join them. So people got spammed with missed tournaments. And some people had up to 14,000 of those, military honor. Oh, you missed the tournament?
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah. Oh man, imagine if that banned you though.
I don't think it did.
No, that would have been bad. But yeah, it's funny because there's no tournament invite at all this time, whereas with the Asia they just getting them but weren't able to join. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna just chill in the garage for now. Guess there's not a whole lot to analyze right now. Or commentate.
Yeah. I just love the reactions in the chat.
Yeah.
Amazing games, well played.
Well played.
GG everyone, close match.
Shall we divide the 50k for all?
Yeah.
Oh, what is this?
Wasn't the result we were looking for, but we had fun.
Okay.
They're gonna reset the brackets, they said?
Yes.
So they're probably gonna give out new invites. Well, and also, someone said, just give everyone 12.5.
Yeah.
Go back to sleep.
Yeah, that'd be kind of nice though, unless you were aiming to win.
Yeah, it certainly would be. I mean, getting 12.5 extra is a nice number, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Pretty good compensation. I'm just getting spammed with all sorts of invites.
You're not the first one. Fujin
Yeah.
had the same last week.
Sorry, we all spammed. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. This is an invite. I'll accept that. This is an invite. Just start clearing these. Are these are all just
Make
platoon
sure to
invites.
not accept accident.
Yeah, a platoon invite. 12 from this guy. What?
Mexican sheep. Okay.
Okay. Ooh, jeez, I can't type. Mexican sheep. I think something was lost in translation there.
Most certainly.
Yo, bet this is some pretty good advice for anyone.
Can you read it out? I couldn't read it.
Oh, let's see. Okay. You don't have to worry. You did your best. I believe in you. You're a true friend. Never let yourself down. And I hope you good luck and RNG. I got both, or I got good both. I will always support you.
That is wholesome.
Very wholesome.
We need more wholesomeness.
Oh yeah. Less calling people monkeys and stuff in game chat.
That and others, yes.
No, that and worse, yes.
Oh Jesus, there's 21,000 people watching the REU stream.
21,000. That's insane.
And you gotta remember, for RU it's 6 a.m. right now.
Jeez, imagine if it was like prime time, where more people are
Yeah.
awake. Yeah.
For RU it's the worst time zone right now. Or, yeah, pretty much. Because EU is like 1 to 2 hours. Even same for like Asia. Up to like,
Right.
I think maximum 3 hours difference.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, we're just waiting for a bracket reset now. To whoever's just tuning in, we should be having tournament games right now, but there was an issue with I believe that'd be the creation of the tournament rooms, so nobody got invites, unfortunately. Wargaming is working on a bracket reset, so we should be getting some games hopefully soon. 9 minutes remaining, it says now, so... Well, let's see here. Yeah, so we got a new start time, which would be 10:15 Eastern.
That is in 10 minutes, am I correct?
Just about, yeah. A little bit less.
Ah, yeah,
but
she just posted it on the server too. 10:15.
Yeah. Nice. Hopefully these work, but they should. And yeah, oh, the times for the next games got pushed back a little bit. Not a whole lot, but it should be enough.
Most certainly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Guess while we wait, Every, what do you expect to see for the first set of matches, which will be Rain versus Ishtar,
I
Genesis?
mean, what I'm looking more forward to is less the teams themselves, per
Mm-hmm.
se. Of course, I'm still interested in what happens, but more so how they play, because I'm not too familiar with the NA meta.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Asia now, I've also commentated on Asia. I've done RU now for the first time as well 2 weeks ago. And
You're pretty much doing all the servers.
and I pretty much covered EU all the time. So seeing NA is going to be interesting for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm probably in the same boat here, where I don't really want to choose favorites. I'm just here for the games.
I'm
Yeah.
picking myself as the favorite. That's right.
Alright, we've got Droodles here now, and we're gonna be doing a little bit of dual commentary.
Harvey.
Yes.
That sounds schmexy.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be how we're gonna be doing it tomorrow on
Yes, we
the
are.
official tournament, or on the official channel, my mistake.
When did the battle start? 10:30? Or
Well,
9:30 for you, I guess?
no, the games were supposed to start, um,
8 minutes ago.
yeah,
What?
8 minutes ago. But nobody got the
I was
invites.
told by a couple people that it was 10:30 for me.
No.
Huh.
Also,
Well
I'm not
then.
sure if you are aware, but your webcam is a bit.
Oh
iffy.
yeah. My green screen's off-colored for some reason.
It's
So,
not the no, it's not the green screen. It's because the lighting is different from when you set up your chroma key. So it affects you now, not.
I've been
the green
messing with it all the stream, and it's just not liking me. I can make it a little brighter, but it's gonna make the background a little bit more see-through. Try that maybe. I don't know.
screen. That's why I always have to have both of my lamps on, so
Yeah,
green screen doesn't
I
mess
just
up.
have my ceiling light that does it because Droodle's big lazy. I see it. This is not working. I'll try that. There you go. I'm not 100% see-through. All right. So yeah, I was expecting a tournament. I usually just wait like a couple minutes after each battle to see if it comes out.
Mhm.
But it's apparently not.
Yeah, they should be coming out in about, like, probably 2 minutes. So,
5 hours later.
yeah, hopefully not.
Do you know how many keys, by the way, you get for watching the streams? Because everybody's been asking. I'm like, I got no clue.
I believe it's 7.
It is 5 keys for day one, so
That's
this
what I
one.
was thinking. That's
Mm.
15 tomorrow, right?
No, it's 5 today and only the keys. And tomorrow you get some boosters, you get the
Oh.
avatar, you get a camo certificate,
Oh, you
that
don't get any
yearly
keys?
party one, and you get 7 keys.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
But to say, man, you got ripped off. Although the camo looks pretty nice. I do like it. Okay. Fishy, how about this? Since we said we're going to talk about the teams, we're watching what? GMA and wait, it's GMA and Speed, actually. I think that's what we're watching, right? No, never mind. We're watching
It's,
Rain and
yeah,
Ishtar.
Rain and Ishtar are gonna be the first game.
So, when they pick their tanks, I guess you can go on where you think they're going to push.
Well, once they pick the tanks, we can both discuss.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Kronwagen. I was not expecting to see any Krons for the NA comp teams.
Well, I honestly didn't expect a whole lot of crowns either when they first
Yeah.
released, but a lot of teams seem to have a little bit of affinity for them.
Like, I've really been liking the Kron. It's a tank that I've been telling, like, that just every Void player, run it, I love it. And everybody's like, nope, DPM's bad. But I am happy to see that it is being used in tournament, because I haven't really been able to really see how the NA comp playstyle is with it yet.
Right. Haven't seen a whole lot since the crown was released. You're definitely correct.
Yeah. Because the RU servers, they do more rush strats, where NA, they kind of like to hold more. It's just long battles. Most of them, I think, are usually, at least the ones I've been commenting on, most of them are usually down to the last minute or so on Supremacy. So, we'll see.
It's definitely, that definitely used to be the case, but I think
Yeah.
nowadays it's a little bit more aggressive. But it's not really easy to generalize the NA playstyle in my opinion.
Yeah, that's very true.
What do you say on that, Every? I know you haven't seen a whole
Yeah,
lot.
Everett, you've watched all the teams so far, so you haven't gotten to see NA yet.
Yeah, I mean, what you said about the Kranwagen is interesting because it more depends on what you play around with, because it's a very team-dependent tank because of that DPM issue.
Right.
So I think really it's about how the team plays around the tank. It's more of a, I don't want to say center tank, but it's in the center of the strategy. You play around it, you use it, but it's not the main force that you want to be going with.
Yeah,
Because of the DPM, if you mess up a shot or if you
Yeah,
need to interrupt
we've
your
seen that in
reload,
the 2v2 tournaments.
because there's points when you don't want to interrupt your reload, of course, for the DPM, but you are forced to like get a kill shot or to help with
Yeah,
extra
killing
damage.
shots, of course, is important.
So it always screws over, so you really have to Make sure that your team is working either behind or with the command.
The thing I say about the Kron is you want to put your strongest heavy tank player in that tank. You got to pen your shells.
Well, yeah, it's about penning, but it's like, as Every was saying, it's definitely, you have to make the decisions, like...
Yeah, it's a tricky tank. It's very tricky. 183. Yeah, I would love to see a 183 in comp.
No, the Kenny Otsu is actually going to carry them.
Yeah, the Kenny Otsu. I was doing the Panzer 3J, so we'll see about that. Vickers Light probably on both teams. Actually, not as many Vickers were used on the RU streams as I thought they were going to be.
What do we have
Here, I'm pretty sure at least every game there will be a Vickers Light. I kind of have a strong feeling on that.
Yeah, it's been a thing for NA, at least, yeah, for the Vickers. That is definitely.
Do you think they're going to run the Sheridan? I know GMA will have Mocha in the Sheridan because
I don't know
Mocha.
Yeah, it really
Mocha
depends on
loves
the map. Black Goldville, I don't think it's very suited to a Sheridan. It's more suited to a Vickers.
Black Goldville, they push the Vickers to that middle rock. They usually try and spot there. We'll see if they do that here.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see. Well,
yeah,
we've got a Vickers, one piece on each, one Kron on each team as well, but look at the 50B.
The 50B is weird. I'm not,
And it's a single 50B, so
it
it's not
is
something that's really common. Normally they're seen in
especially on
pairs.
Black Goldville. That's not a map I see 50Bs too much on.
I agree.
Yeah, I can't come up with what they're gonna do with that tank. They've got one of the most mixed matched lineups.
Yeah, well, they've got a good force of E5, so they've got a good bit of like just hold. And
do you think they're gonna push town, or do you think they're gonna push over towards the medium side and try and haul down?
Honestly, they might be able to make a play towards the town corner, but I don't think that would be very...
Yeah, town corner is actually really good for E5s on haul down as well.
Yeah, interestingly enough, it is pretty decent.
The 50B, I don't know. We're gonna have to see how that 50B works out for them.
Yeah, it almost feels like an aggressive mid play to me. We'll have to see.
Rain pretty much pulling out kind of like NA standard strats, IS4s, E5s. The Kron's a little bit new, but I think it's pretty
lineup,
yeah, it's pretty general. Here we go.
Yeah, let's see. The Vickers...
I really want to see where they push the 50B.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the center points for the beginning.
The 50Bs are usually used for a rush strat, so...
Well, they could be either used for rush strats or for like a really passive strat, kind of as a tank destroyer. But it looks like they're actually going to be playing towards the town.
And they're pushing the Kron, huh. Now, as we said, the Kron's got poor DPM, and I think they're trying to like hold base B on both sides.
Yeah, well the Kron is spotted very early, but he's got a good position there in the mid.
And already some big shells going into Team Rain over there on the side when they're crossing.
Yeah, but look, the 50B got hit as well.
Yeah, 50B, that's the issue with the 50B.
And he's spotted. That's definitely not something you want for the 50Bs in my opinion. It's a very like trap-oriented tank.
I think Rain definitely has better positions. They've already captured a base.
Like a hit here with HE.
Yeah. Oh,
no,
that's not good.
Ooh, there's another one.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue with the 50 being a very wide open map. It's just it struggles.
Well,
the Kron holding pretty well.
Yeah, Kron's just gonna be holding the middle. Ishtar caps A, but Rain was able to get onto the C cap before they got
Rain's got base capture points. Pretty much all they have to do is hold, and they're already up on hit points as it is, with that 50B being so low. And that's, as we've said, it's a really good tank for being able to get out clips. So the fact that 50B is so low in hit points, that may stop one of their big plans in this battle now.
Yeah, it definitely could. But look at this. Hated Fate and Dragon Krieg are a little bit overextended in my opinion.
They are. And I'm not sure why Fatness is running the Vickers in the corner. I don't know.
Well, you saw Ufpanja actually, I believe, go to this position here. It's got some pretty good cover fire on the middle. And if anything, he can spot like Raigai if he tried making a move on Hated Fate on the outside.
Yeah, that's actually it can. How far does it spot? What, 320 meters or so? With
I don't know exactly how far, but I believe it's
quite far.
Best
yeah, they nerfed the
right
STB after it. Now we do got Raigai pushing off to the side in caves, but really, they're the more they spread out, the worse it is for them.
Well, they're definitely gonna have to consolidate later on for a push. Dragon Krieg is in the middle. Hated Fate has since pulled back, so Rain are in pretty decent positions to hold now.
They
Zeta
are.
is just going to be sitting near the C cap.
And Rain also has really good holding tanks.
Yes.
The issue with, I think, Ishtar's lineup is the T22 isn't really a holding tank.
Mm-mm.
Neither is, like, the Kron can hold very well, but as you've said, it's got poor DPM, so once it gets pushed on, it's bad. And the 50B already low health, another terrible tank to hold with. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, Ishtar, again, they are on the pushing side.
Yes.
But they haven't really made any big rotations yet. They're trying to get
No.
informations, but
They don't really have, like, usually when you see a push, they'll start lining their tanks up, start combining them to group. But they're really, really spread out right now.
Well, again, the thing is, you mostly only see the Vickers trying to get some spots out. Like Eki is looking around to get information on where they can make a solid push.
Yeah, we got Ichi coming around,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll see how he can do. Maybe, well, Fatness, does Fatness have the bush covering him? He
Yes,
does.
he definitely does, and that's
Fatness
the thing
will
here.
outspot him. Now the question is, do you think Fatness will take the shot, or do you think he's going to try and stay undetected?
Well, that's a good question, because if he stays undetected,
they're going to have no clue where he is.
Yeah, that, but at the same time, they might be able to...
This.
Yeah, Rain gets that on cap.
Nice job to Rain.
Oh yeah.
So, even if Rain hadn't gotten the cap, that still would have been a very, very easy victory for them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not... I can say that the 50B was definitely one tank that kind of let them down. They couldn't really do anything with it. And as well, the vehicle like the T22 medium, they just kind of... They didn't have spots, and they couldn't push because they didn't really have the advantage on hit points. They didn't have the advantage on... as soon as the 50B got pretty much lower to health, they couldn't really do much with one of their most central tanks that they were probably planning something with. So I definitely think that that got them really quickly out of the battle.
Yeah, well, we don't really have replay clips, but Every, from what you saw, what do you think was the defining factor there?
Oh, I think you just keep going. I'm gonna catch up with you guys at the end of the match.
All right.
All right.
It's better if we do it that way.
Sounds good.
So yeah, I mean, Driddles, you covered some of the good points there. I think Rain just had the, like you said
They just
earlier,
had a major advantage on
they
tanks.
had the tanks that line up for the strategy that they ended up using, played very well into the games there.
Now Rain pulling out what I would say the most stock standard American lineup you could do. It's IS4s, the A5s, and the T22. So honestly, I think it actually is a very, very solid chance of winning because, as you all know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And
those are all very
it seemed to
solid
work pretty well for them the entire time leading up into getting to the professionals, and they've been sticking with it still, and they're making their way into the tops now.
Yep, they actually dropped the Kronbahn this time.
They did. So maybe they're going for a more aggressive strat. They want to get in the position quicker. Maybe.
It's possible.
Over on Ishtar's team, they've dropped... Actually, no, they did not drop the Kron. They're still keeping that in there. Probably going to push it into a similar haul-down position.
Yeah, they dropped the 50B this time.
They did drop the 50B. They probably learned the lesson after the last battle. So we're going to have to see who's coming out here. Now, of course, good luck to both teams, as always. Lots of E5s for Ishtar, which makes me think they might be going for, as well, a very aggressive strategy. Because E5s are a main rushing tank for most of the NA comp teams.
Well, at the same time, they don't scream rush as much as like some other tanks. They're just like the IS4. They're tanks that can excel or do well in many different roles. They could be playing crossfire strategy as well, and it looks like they're going to be doing that. They're splitting a lot of their tanks up.
Now, Eki trying to get spots out, and actually he did. Very nice spot. Ran into the rock.
Spotted,
but nice spot on Fadu there, which might give them a little bit of a hindsight on what's going on.
Yeah, it gives them a little bit of a, a point.
Now, I think Mike, do you think Mike is doing a little bit of a sneaky roll? Mike got spotted. Is he trying to bait them and just make them think that they've got some tanks sitting at the town as well when they really don't?
It could be, but at the same time, I
but
think
it's a little bit too late by now.
Yeah, I think they just leave him there for resets. I think they were trying to get some shots into Mako, but weren't able to do so. But they should get the A cap pretty comfortably. Ishtar won't be able to beat them onto C.
Yeah, we're gonna have to actually. I don't know. It doesn't look like they're going to.
Ishtar is probably gonna have to go for B at some point in this
Ishtar's
battle.
still really, really careful about getting into C capture. Looks like they don't want to deal with that. Maybe go and help out the tanks over by Rain.
Look at the E5s there. They're rotating with the speed boost. Maybe
They
they're gonna
are.
try to catch Rain off guard, but Rain is rotating the other way. Like, look at that.
Also, just warning you, your mic is not liking you right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so Rain is also rotating all the way back around now, which is actually kind of smart because I don't think they've been spotted rotating back, if I'm correct.
No, definitely not.
Yeah,
Is my
so
mic
Rain's
better
going to
now?
be able to push back completely undetected, and what that means is now Ishtar, which is thinking Rain's still sitting over at A,
Yep.
is completely juked.
Yeah, and it looks like they might just go for like a cap swap here.
Yeah, and Rain obviously way up on the base capture already. They're slowly pushing their way. Now they are getting detected. All of Rain is now, of course, they know where they are.
Well, I wouldn't say
But
they're way up on the cap, but it's
yeah,
about a kill up on cap. Zeta gets shot
it looks
once.
like they're gonna get base C as well captured.
Hated
So
Fate looks like he's gonna get into B.
yeah, and base A
Won't
is
be
also
doing it
about
just
to be
yet.
captured by the Vickers, maybe, or not the Vickers, but I'm not sure if they're gonna capture A. They're taking a while to get in there.
Yeah,
If Rain's
I'm
able to
not
get
sure.
into C,
Well, they put
yeah,
one
if
E5
Rain's able to
onto
get into
A.
C, which they are quicker, that's gonna
Yeah.
help them again boost up that cap once more.
Well, they're still just gonna keep the cap advantage.
Yeah, they are. They're going to keep the cap, which is important because while they are a little bit down in hit points, they have lost 800 hit points. They still actually have very similar hit points in general for them running, I think, one more IS-4 compared to an E5 on Ishtar's team.
Yeah, but look at this. Rain is actually going to cut Ishtar off. They're not going to let them do the same thing they did last time. Not going to let them push into their
very
spot.
good job here.
Yeah, they got a good
Rain's in a
crossfire
really
setup.
good holding position. They've got all their tanks in really nice spots, except for Hated Fate right now. He's got to get out of there.
Has a critical role here in getting up or close enough to B where he can reset.
Yeah, he definitely wants to hold B off. That's one thing that is a very deciding base because once you cap it, it's very hard to get it uncapped.
Exactly.
Yeah. Another shell coming in, but
Meko
missing.
might be getting onto the B cap again.
Oh, here they come into the B cap. Kron pushing in first. Looks like the rest are following in. But now we've got all of Rain pushing onto the side, getting one shell out.
Looks like Zeta's getting onto A, maybe? No.
Honestly, this is just like a pub game running around in circles.
Well, Mako
it does look like Rain is honestly bleeding now.
Oh, Hated Fate just got triple tapped there. Wow.
Now they're bleeding.
Yes, definitely.
And Mike over here all alone, that's not good for Mike. If they single him out...
It's going to be tough to root him out.
It looks like Iki is coming around to get base C capture, which Mike is not going to be able to stop,
Definitely
which is now putting them on the advantage. Honestly, Ishtar is going to be starting to gain some points here. It looks like they've got the advantage of
and Fadu's getting pushed
positioning.
On. They're going to
need Fadu, if they manage to take out Fadu, that's going to be really good for them on the base capture. But
Fadu's getting knocked out, but it's a 3.
Nice
it could be a 4
shots.
on 2 there, but Ishtar has like basically control of all the caps now.
They do, and they're going to be able to take out Fadu, it looks like.
And it looks like they're focusing on Hated Fate as well.
They're doing a really, really good job so far here. Now James is going to have to slam the shell into Fadu if he wants to take him out. Oh, he did get the shell out, but just taken out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's close. It's really
close,
a close
but Ishtar
battle.
has this on caps, I think.
Ishtar does have it on caps. And as well, Dragon right now is in a really bad position. He's trying to...
he's trying to survive as long as he can, but he's not going to live very long.
Yeah, this is going to Ishtar 100% here.
I think it is, yes.
Yeah.
Mike is
Dragon is going to have to get out of here.
Yeah.
Now Rain actually does have some good spots. Actually, they could hold this very, very well.
Well, but I don't think they have the
down
time.
On caps.
Yeah, the cap is just going to run out.
Yeah, it's just too late.
They need to get that kill on Mako very quickly
now, I'm
if they want any
Mike
chance.
didn't try and get the cap over try and help out his team there on the kills.
Yeah, like I think he's just trying to get some shots in to get the kills.
Yeah. Because honestly, Rain is doing a better job here on the tanks themselves. They had, I think, a greater... They could have won if it was an encounter game, but because the caps were on Ishtar's side there, they just couldn't come out with the victory.
They weren't able to manage the caps as well as they did last game.
Now that game was kind of weird. It was like a pub match, as I said, where they just kind of went ring around the rosy for the first couple of games. It was whoever got the base capture first. We thought Rain was actually in the advantage, which they were for quite a bit of time. But then Ishtar was able to single out the T-22 medium on Rain's team, and once they took him out, and then it sort of fell on a Hated Fate who got singled out, it really just started to crumble down on Rain's team as single tanks were targeted, and I'm pretty sure Ishtar was thinking, you know what, base capture's close to 1,000, if we focus tanks, it doesn't even matter if we're down on the hit points, we still can win just on the base capture alone. Well,
I think the critical thing that went down there was that Rain didn't really have any good B resets. Like, Mike was in a position that maybe he could get them.
Mike was in
but
a really weird spot, I
yeah,
think.
he wasn't able to get resets without getting bled, and I think that was the main concern there.
Yeah, if Mike, I think the only way Rain could have really managed to nail that out is, as we saw at the end, Rain actually looked like they were having the advantage
Yeah,
on
they
at
had the
least
HP
the tanks.
and
If
tanks.
Mike had pushed off to the side because he really wasn't being able to support his teammates as much, if he'd pushed off quick enough, if he had speed boost, I think he could have captured that base, and honestly, it would have been really, really close at the end of the game there.
Yeah, it would have been a little bit closer.
Oh,
If
a
you see
mouse.
Short mention, maybe drop your Discord stream for your internet.
Oh,
Oh. Actually, I'll stream it for you, Every.
No, it's
I'll
fine.
plop it on for you. Okay, now a mouse on Rain's team, which we are now on Mayan Ruins. So I don't know. A lot of teams really don't push towards heavy side on Mayan. They like to hold the hull down spots with the IS4s in mid, push off to the side, which we've seen Rain do a couple times, or at least on my end on the stream so far.
Well,
So it's a mouse though.
the thing is with the mouse, it does very much tip off a strategy that plays more off to the A-B side.
Yes,
Now,
it
if you're
seems
able
like
to
that.
get B, it could be very good for you. The only
Now,
the thing
50Bs,
yeah,
50Bs are pushes usually on this type of map here, especially with two of them on a quick pace map where you can kind of catch people out in the open. I'm thinking the 50Bs are going to be ready, lined up somewhere. They're both going to sit next to each other, get ready for a push, but we're going to have to see.
Well, let's see. It looks like they're pushing towards the A cap.
Yeah, so it looks like Rain is pushing actually towards C over here. Now, I think why they're doing that is maybe they're trying to actually, like, trick Ishtar into thinking. You know, it's definitely a little bit of like, haha, got you.
Yeah. Oh, Fadu might get hit by double clippers.
Oh, he did get hit there.
Not a big deal.
Ah, that's actually really nice. He's able to clear that.
Ooh, these E5s though, Fadu is gonna get pushed on.
Oh,
Rain are definitely getting bled out here.
Ishtar is, yeah, that's really not looking good for Rain here. And the two IS4s at least they have some holding.
And Ishtar has someone on B.
I think though Fadu will be able to get shots out into the Ishtar players now. I think that the E5s are actually in a really bad crossfire, so they need to back up.
Yeah, it looks like they are now.
So,
Rain needs to start getting the HP back though.
Rain is missing shots, which they don't want to do. I watched another shot bounce on James's lower plate there. They got to pen their shots if they want to make these shots count, especially on the E5s. Ooh,
Dragon
another
Creek
bounce
is
on James.
a little bit exposed and alone. Yeah, but Rain haven't been doing a very good job on knocking these E5s out.
They haven't. They're really bouncing the E5s non-stop, and that's not what you want to do. Time is of the essence, especially when Ishtar's already up on cap.
Yeah, and they're
able to back up.
Oh, there we go. The E5s
is
are now getting knocked out.
In a great position right now.
Well, the mouse all he wants to do now is hold off as long as he can, but the 50Bs are doing a good job of penning their shots.
They are. They're penning the shots. Actually, that was an AP shell as well. Very
max roll, yeah, that mouse is just gone at this point. Wow.
Yeah, that mouse did not
so
hold
Argent
off
has to push.
Now Rain pushing on Ryguy there. He's going to be taken out.
They've got Ryguy and the Sky Warrior.
Yeah, now I was about to say, I don't know why they're pushing all their tanks to take out
exactly. They don't want to do that, and I think that was an error last game too. They pushed too many towards A.
But it looks like Rain is actually,
they're
I
pulling
think they're on
back.
an right now.
And they're going to get onto the B cap. If they're able to clear Jerry as fast as they can, they could put
Not
this...
only are they on the cap, but since they've managed to kill so many people on Ishtar's team, they're actually up on the cap as it is.
Yeah, but look at this. His Royal Fatness is going to be in a 1 versus 1 situation against Eki.
Although Mike
never
is
mind. Mike is
Mike's
going to
help him out.
So let's check out. B is now capped by Rain, and it looks like they've got the situation under control.
It looks like Rain is going to be coming clear out with this victory here.
Ooh, some good shots going into Hated Fate. Actually, a really good clear.
Now the issue with Mako is he's on a full clip
and
reload.
Another good shot into TJ.
Ooh.
Yeah, but Mako is
Mako's
most likely going to die to Zeta. Unique is going to get crossfired here too.
It's looking very, very bad right now. Now, how much hit points is Fadu in? He's on 11-31, which means if Unique plays this correctly, he can flip out Fadu, but now Fatness is pushing and he's probably going to start hashing him. Yep.
Big shot
that's not good. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be not looks like, it will be a very nice victory coming out for Rain here in the second battle.
It wasn't looking very good at the beginning, but they were able to bring it back.
No. They were missing a couple other shots, just definitely not what you want to do. They were really, I would say they bounced about 20% of their shells on those E5s. And
I don't know about the percentage, but there was not very good fire going in there.
Iki here. Well, we saw him do the 2v2, but he could not pull out a 1 versus 4.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than he can handle.
A little bit more tricky.
Yeah.
Okay. So good job once again there to both teams. But man, Rain coming out with those big damage numbers for their heavy
Yeah.
tanks really shows that they had a good push. They were able to at least connect most of their shells. I know a couple of the tanks didn't connect them all, but they still did a very, very solid job on that push. It looked weird at the beginning, but I think that they were able to push correctly. The E5s bit a little bit more than they could chew. E5s aren't necessarily the best tank when they push super aggressive because they're very slow, as we said yesterday, on reverse speed. And when you get caught out in the open, it's really, really bad. And that's what those E5s were, is they got caught out in the open in the middle.
Yeah, definitely. And they didn't really have good shots to trade with RGN afterwards.
Even if you shoot the IS4s, IS4s can easily tap you as they were backing up right in the lower plate, the track wheel, the AP. So you're losing the trade every time, therefore your DPM is not really effective.
Now we see here, RGN's going to be taking the same lineup again. So what you said earlier about like the mind games, where they're trying to juke them or something, that might come into play this time.
So I'm thinking, well, there's two strategies. They can do reverse psychology, and they can push again to the same spot, because Ishtar might think they're going to go town. Or they're going to do town, which I think they're going to do town, just seeing how Rain's played before. I think they're going to push most of their tanks towards town, but yeah, especially with that T22 medium, because it looks like the T22, you'd think, oh, okay, they're going to maybe push it towards medium, but they might actually push their whole lineup towards heavy.
Well,
so
at the same
I'm not sure about that.
Ishtar has 250Bs, so I don't think Rain would be willing to take the brawl on the C cap, because they're going to be beat to strong positions there by the 50Bs.
And this is a very solid map for 50Bs. There's a lot of corners they can pop out of. They can rush around. So
yeah,
we're
it's
gonna
one
have to
of
see
my
if they can
favorite
use
maps
it.
for it.
The 50Bs did do a solid job. They did what they were supposed to in the last game. Just sadly, their team, the E5s, couldn't hold long enough to support them.
Exactly.
All right. 7 seconds. Okay, so who do you think's in the advantage here, at least for lineup wise?
What the heck? My camera's stuck.
Oh, is your game not working too
No,
well?
it was good. It was weird because I
Okay.
spawned outside the map.
Oof,
Anyways,
that's
Ishtar's going to be doing a similar thing, but they're going to be keeping the E5s with the 50Bs. They're all going to be
They
pushing
are.
together, actually.
And Rain pushing completely the same thing they did before.
Ooh, his Royal Fatness and Zeta might get tagged a
Ooh,
lot here.
Fatness.
Fatness is in a bad
Fatness
position.
stopped out in the open as
Oh,
well.
what is he doing?
Yeah,
Oh,
is that like a nice shot?
okay,
Actually, you know what?
nothing happened.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
got
but
shot
look
out.
at Dragon Creek. He's a little bit, he's a
Dragon
little bit
Creek's
exposed.
really in a bad spot right now. Now, of course, he's
No,
also
he can
good
get support
because,
from his team.
yeah, he's holding, and Fatness and Zeta can support him if he gets pushed.
But again, Ishtar get the A and the B cap.
To get the capture, and that's a really tough cap to get. I would say that is by far one of the trickiest caps in all the maps to pull out. So the fact that they got that really
It's
solid
huge,
for them.
yeah. Zeta not able to get the HE reset quick enough.
Zeta shooting, yeah, he got the HE, but not necessarily on time.
Now,
The AMX 50Bs now pushing back around through their spawn.
yeah,
Maybe.
and this is actually a modified strat, because instead of leaving the E5s out as free kills this time, they just brought them with them, and they get A
Zeta
and B.
actually bleeding a little bit of HP there.
Yeah, Rain are gonna have to make a push, and they have to decide where to do it very quickly. And it looks like
Now
they're
Rain is,
pushing
of
towards
course,
A.
very high in hit points. They're still running that stock standard strat, as we know, which means that they've got literally 2,000 hit points more than Ishtar. So they just have the advantage if they hold, but they can't hold because they're down on caps.
Precisely.
Which Ishtar's now got the DPM advantage, they've got the mobility. That's giving them a major lead here. You don't want to push on 250Bs.
Look at where Rain is rotating, though. They're going to be going for that A cap. Hopefully get some clears in the process, but I think the Sky Warrior is just going to spot
Ooh,
him.
nice shot into the sky.
blind fire.
Yeah. Was that actually a blind shot?
Yeah, it was. Ooh,
Wow.
Fatness is pushing into B with Zeta. It looks like they're going to go for Jerry's out. I don't know why they left him on B.
Oh no, that's not really good for Fatness though, because that 50's
Yeah,
aiming
Fatness
at him.
is getting cleared.
No.
Gets hammered by pretty much the entire Ishtar team.
And now
First kill
Zeta
going to them.
is in a real big struggle as well, because Jerry's got a dead Fatness to perfectly side scrape on.
Yeah, TJ Blue is going to help him out though.
Yeah,
but
TJ's gonna
ooh,
take that
Dragon's
Jerry.
using his
Nice
HP in
ramp.
the mouse. Loses a lot.
Ooh,
Oh, and he's
yeah,
still
you're right.
bleeding.
Dragon getting absolutely smacked there.
Yeah,
Another shell going in.
So the HP
Dragon's gonna be
advantage that you
taken
said
out.
Rain had is gone now.
Yeah, it is. And now it also looks like they're just going to be pushing straight through on a hated fate as soon as they take out the mounts. Have to pen their shots, so each
Yeah,
has to pen
but
this.
so they've got the HP advantage back, and
They
TJ's
do.
getting on the B cap. Ishtar does have a lot of cap points though. They might be able to pull it out
They
on
actually, yeah,
kills.
they're really high in cap. And the 50Bs, of course, are still full health, which means that if they play correctly, they could literally rush any low health tank on Rain. And
Yeah,
judging
later
that,
on.
yeah, they've only got one full health tank. I really think Ishtar is going to be pulling out this victory here.
Well, yeah, it could look pretty bad for Rain. Look, TJF Blue's gonna
Yeah.
get clipped out by Unique.
Yeah, he's going to get clipped out. That's really not
Oh,
going to
Unique botches
actually
a shot,
bouncing on
though.
the back.
And
Oh,
Fadu's
gee.
actually full health for now, so they have their DPM tank.
And now Mako in a really bad spot. He's literally against 4 tanks, which is not necessarily the
Yeah, and
best.
he's not gonna be able to get out of
Oh,
here.
but he's gonna
gonna
take
have
out
TJF
TJF.
Blue.
If he takes that TJ, I think they have this win in the bag.
Oh, well, he's gonna die
Oh.
to Fadu. Oh, but they have 940
Yeah, they
cap
got
points.
really high in the cap, but it's gonna go back down. After Mako's taken out, it's
Yeah.
going back down to 910.
And Unique is a
So-
little bit overextended, but he's going for the kill on Hated
He's gonna
Fate.
get
Zeta's
shot at.
blocking,
Oh,
no.
that's not what you want. He's really overextending here, like really
Oh
overextending.
yeah, he puts the shots in, but he's definitely gonna die to Fadu. Again, Ishtar
Rain's
left
actually
the
gonna pull
DPM
this
tank.
out.
Yeah, it looks like it. Guy trying to get the shot on Hated Fate, not able to
Oh,
connect.
Nice job from Zeta there.
Yeah, Zeta's doing such a good job of blocking for Hated Fate.
Zeta, the MVP of that battle. The
And
50Bs,
that, yeah.
honestly, if that one shell from that 50B did not track the IS-4 in the back, that could have been a completely different game.
Well, yeah, every shot is critical there.
Yeah.
The 50 still did top damage though, along with the T22.
Yeah, the 50Bs were able to use their hit points. Again, the 50Bs played correctly. They connected most of their shots. The issue was their team fell apart so quickly. And even though Fatness made, I think, a massive colossal mistake at the beginning, literally just draining his hit points,
Well,
it still worked for Rain because they had so many hit point tanks in general, and the mouse is able to take all the diversion. It worked pretty well when they pushed on the side, when most of Ishtar pushed their tanks down into the dip.
yeah, well, I think the thing there, Fatness and I don't remember, I think it was Zeta, pushed into B cap.
I think it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the call, although slight misplay on the caller, whoever it was,
Yeah.
in my opinion, and not coordinating the push where it happened a little bit closer to the timing of where the rest of the team pushed in.
It didn't work out. Like, granted, they still won the game, and that was actually a really nice carry, bringing back these. They were down quite a bit on hit points, and they were able to trade their shots. I think maybe Ishtar got a little bit cocky. It's possible they started pushing aggressive because they realized Rain's down on hit points, the mouse is out in the open, and they started to stop pushing as aggressive, and then they started to get pushed on. They're like, oh no.
Yeah, it was something interesting like that.
I really thought Ishtar was going to pull that out with the base capture points they had.
Yeah,
If they had
seemed pretty good
just
for them.
if they'd gotten those 50Bs either away, they'd been able to, hold
Yeah.
them somewhere else. I
Like-
think their biggest mistake was the 50Bs split up. 50Bs are super strong if they stick together because you don't want to push on something that's got 2400 clip potential, especially when you're down on cap. So the 50Bs split up, and Rain was able to subvert their attention, take out the 150B that was stuck up top with the 4 tanks, and then focus the other one that was over peaking, as we saw.
Yeah, I think the 50B could have done a little bit of a better job kiting.
Yeah, it was a little bit misplays on both teams, but definitely the nice thing, as we always say, is the American strategy. IS-4s and E5s. If you make a misplay in a very healthy tank, it's not as bad as making a misplay in a tank like a 50B because you're dead. There's no coming back from a misplay.
Yeah, well, I think we've given a good portion of our analysis. Let's see
Yes, we
what
have.
Every
Time for
has
Every.
us. Yeah.
Alright, so I'm not quite caught up to the last game, but I guess I can talk about the others so far. So the first one on like Gold One, which Rain won, was very interesting. Because Ishtar had a very overextended 50B at the start, which you did mention. He lost like, I don't know how much, but he was down to 900, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, he
for
lost
the
a
rest
lot.
of the game. So he was pretty much out of that fight. Rain also got a really early C cap, which I thought was pretty good. And they were split on the map, at least if you look at the minimap. But I think they were split in a way that everyone could more or less support each other. So there was no holes, no one to pick out of unless you went super aggressive and, I don't know, just overcommitted basically. and it went into a very passive play, which I guess is just how NA likes to play. And it was a lot of getting back and forth. When Ishtar finally got A as well, it was not that much later, but in terms of cap points, I think it was quite a bit.
Yeah, it was
And
quite a bit.
And when they tried pushing for B, which of course they had to do because they were behind in points, they overextended a lot, lost a lot of hit points, and I think that was the issue, or more or less the reason to why they lost that game.
Yeah.
And Rain took a pretty good win out of that. I think that was not too close, but not decisive enough to say it was a walkover.
Yeah. Yeah.
The second game was interesting, I guess.
The circle game.
Yeah, with Rain going full on top, other than one tank. I think it was Mike who
Mike
stayed
pushed
down.
Yeah.
E5.
Rain got an early A cap, Ishtar got C a bit later, and then was a relocate from Rain to City. Ishtar got A, and then full mid control, which I was surprised about, because Rain had that. I mean, they rotated their tanks around, I think mostly their E5s, but they just gave up the entire mid portion, which I think is the most important, because you
Yeah.
can defend B from there, you can get A easily, and you have a lot of good shots into the city, so losing that was quite a hit, and I think one of the decisions, or not decisions, why do I
That
keep
makes
saying it,
sense.
but one of the reasons why they lost, because Rain tried to relocate again back throughout their spawn, and Ishtar, I think they saw that, or called it more or less, sending a Karanbang undetected and unreset into B, getting that, and then some really good cross shots when they tried to peek it. I think it was an ISHTR who overpeaked.
Yes.
Yeah, it
But
was.
he went over top.
Ishtar was really aggressive on A, with a counter push in the mid. And I don't know, I think that was pretty much the deciding win, because they also then started getting kills more.
Yep.
So the target priority was better. And kills are more important than damage in the sense that you get
Yeah.
points from them. And that's
Yes.
what they won off of, because they were down like 2 tanks, or a lot of hit points at least, but they got the tanks out, meaning they won on points. And the main room games were weird. That's all I
The
can
mine
say.
were weird.
Yeah.
Not in terms of the way they were played, more or less, but because I'm not really sure what some of the tanks were doing. I'm not sure if it's an intent or not. Because Ishtar was playing with double 50B, which is fine in and of itself. But when they had everyone had their locations, everyone was sort of settled, and the starting fight was beginning. They sent their 50Bs to A, which I'm not sure why they did that, because they had pretty good control. They did some early damage. They were very aggressive in the middle, which is one of the more important positions on the map. But they gave that up with having those 50Bs at A, and you kind of can guess how quick a cap goes, how many tanks there are. And
Right.
because it was relatively fast, you could guess there's 2, and the 50Bs aren't spotted, so it's them. Which gave Rain the possibility to push forwards, get them away from the middle. And with the mouse, I don't know how he got there. But he was like on the right side of the middle.
Yeah, he had to just push straight
yeah.
up from spawn.
Yeah, it was more of like, here, mousetrap, like literally.
Yeah.
Ishtar fell for it, and Rain had a really good pincer movement. I don't know what happened in that game. I think Ishtar just gave that out of their hands, because that push
Ishtar
with
kind
the
of
mouse,
overextended, and they.
yeah, exactly,
yeah.
because the mouse was there. They didn't really consider anything.
That was the game with the E5s, right? Was that the one where the
Yeah,
E5s
where the
got?
E5s got blown
Yeah.
out early.
The big other issue is their E5s got shot right in mid really quickly.
Well, yeah, on North America, I've seen a sort of similar strat happen before, where they sort of clear the window spot so that they can cap B pretty easily. But yeah, like you were saying, now that I think about it, the 50Bs were on A, so they weren't actually going for that kind of strategy. They pushed around.
Yeah,
to the
usually
mass.
every time on mine I've seen 50Bs, they always go towards not really where they went, which.
I mean, usually you see the 50Bs either they hold for
Yeah.
A and catch someone, because either
they'll
you send
usually
a
wait
light
around the
or a
corner.
medium there, because you don't send heavies there because they're too slow. So having the 50Bs go directly into it, especially with how tall they have no camo, so even a heavy could spot them there, was really risky, and it gave the enemy so much info
Yeah,
that
like
I'm
you
not
said,
sure what was the intention there with that cap, other than getting the
Other than
points?
cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just weird.
NA is interesting.
I mean, usually if you have 50Bs, which is what they did at the start, I think. They
Yeah, now
had them
that I
in the
remember.
middle,
Yeah.
and they put some shots into those who were going there, which was good.
Yes.
Good early damage.
Mm-hmm.
But the rotation after is what confuses me.
Yeah. They went for the A. You could have sent like an E5 maybe onto the A cap. It wouldn't have been as big of a deal as leaving both of your primary damage dealers out of the fight, as you said.
And they kind of did that the second game on mine as well.
Yeah, well, the second game they did a much better job of
Yeah,
consolidating
they did a way
everyone
better job
together.
with the 50Bs.
But like again, let's not every give his piece
I
about
haven't
that.
actually been able to focus on the game now, so if you could give a quick recap on what happened.
Sure. So, a lot of the Ishtar tanks went in towards the A cap. The E5s played somewhat aggressive in the middle area, and then tried pushing forwards even further, but the mouse was spotted, so they didn't want to push that anymore. Then later
Because
on,
what?
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you.
Just what I got before the game finished for you
Mhm.
is that Ishtar was very aggressive in the temple, like
Yes.
really aggressive. And considering that their opposing team was on a match point, is very risky. Of
Mhm.
course, it can catch them off guard because if you are in that situation where you're down and you have to win to get to tiebreaker to win, you would expect them to be more careful, to be more thoughtful with what you're doing. So you usually wouldn't expect such an aggressive play. But that single mouse, which I also had written down, that was there, because everyone else was in the middle or at C, I think that held them back too much.
Yeah, exactly. The mouse just pulled back, or maybe they were expecting to catch something out, but they weren't able to, and they just kind of couldn't push anymore. So, yeah.
Lots of I guess Ishtar's biggest weakness was they over-aggressed on
Well,
most of the games.
Yeah, and the thing is, they had some pretty deliberately chosen lineups. Like with the double
Yeah.
50Bs, they have very clear roles most of the time. But I don't think, what's it called? Rain gave them the opportunity to capitalize on the
Yeah.
sort of like cliched
Second game they
positions.
kind of got the opportunity, but it just didn't pan out.
Yeah,
Yeah, Rain did a really good job of just holding. They probably knew that the 50Bs were gonna do as the first game they'd seen with the 50Bs. They kind of, as every set in the base capture, all the other tanks have been spotted. 50Bs did the crossfiring, and since they hadn't pushed anywhere, they're like, okay, well, we can just push aggressive if the 50Bs aren't going to be able to shoot. And then that's, I think, when Fatness and Zeta pushed in. That's probably when they made the wrong call, is they probably thought the 50Bs were still staying back when they weren't, so they were able to take out Fatness, but it turns out that it still went in Rain's favor in the long run.
yeah. Even though the 50Bs got a really good clip off on the B cap.
Yes. Do you know when the next battle starts? It was what? You said... It's what, 10, 20 minutes?
Hold on, let me check here.
Because it's been kind of weird with the times.
Yeah,
The first
and
one
they
was
got
late.
changed. It should be in about, yeah, a little bit more than 10 minutes.
Okay.
That will be GMA versus Void.
GMA versus Void.
Mm-hmm.
I know GMA likes their... I'll put weird strategies, as I've been under Tianqi's wing. I know how he thinks, and it is not what you'd expect. Like, they'll push double IS-7 on Canal. So...
On Canal. Well, yeah, that's down the middle area, and that's to get
yeah, they
spots
push
off
it straight
on
down into the
crossing.
dip.
And they're
So,
pretty hard to uproot, so I could see that.
Mm-hmm. It's always, they usually go for either really aggressive or they just hold.
Yeah, and do like a spawn trap or something.
Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to see how they do, because GMA is a brand new clan pretty much this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually really want to see how much of a fight GMA does against Rain, or not Rain, but Void, because I haven't seen them, I don't think, fight Void yet. Or they fought Void, but it was really at the beginning when GMA was still kind of building up their strength, kind of learning the strategies, getting them down, because they really hadn't had time to practice. And that's what I think Wild Ones had his he had the whole analysis he sent us where he thought which team is going to win. And as he had said, GMA is one of the newer teams, and they haven't had as much experience, at least with the current team they have set up. So I'd like to see how they've progressed as a team so far, because they started off not necessarily doing the best, but then they've really started to pick up some thunder, and they've started beating some of the bigger, better teams and actually made it into the top 4.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive for a newly put together team.
Yes, exactly. So I really want to see what their strategies are today.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at this lineup, I don't think I recognize a good portion of them as tournament players.
I know most of them have their names changed,
Mm-hmm.
so that's one thing. But yeah, I think some of them are new. Some of them are from the original pincer, because I know a couple of them. But it's kind of it's a mixed match. I think it's a whole bunch of different players, to what I'm
Yeah,
aware.
definitely.
Mocha, though, is one player I do know.
Yeah.
All right, make your bet. Is Mocha going to be running the Sheridan?
Oh, it's gonna be the same maps. We're gonna have Black Goldville, Mayan Ruin, and the tiebreaker, which would be Port Bay.
Port Bay. That's a weird map.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's the best tiebreaker map because, in my opinion, there's a better spawn and there's a worse one.
Yeah. It's
Um,
Port Bay is just weird. It's the issue with Port Bay is if you push up to medium, you have the advantage, but you have to hold it.
mhm.
And medium has the advantage, but they don't have 2 of the base caps. Where the
Right.
other side is both base captures, so they can hold in town, which is usually what they kind of do. They'll usually send like 1 medium or light tank to spot up by, well, I don't know what base is over by the medium side, but they'll have somebody spot over at medium side, see if there's somebody there, and
That's
then they'll
Cap
run
C.
back. Yeah, Cap C, they'll usually have 1 light tank kind of spotting there. You usually don't see a lot of teams push up top.
Mhm.
So, and then as well, you got the tanks that sit up on the ridge.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Don't know if they would do that.
Yeah, I don't know because yeah, you could get shot pretty easily if you're up there and
Yeah, you
spotted.
can. I know one of the streams, one of the people I was talking to, they're like, "Oh yeah, put a leopard up there." I was like, "Huh? Yeah, maybe not." Okay. 5 years later, we will get tournament invite.
Well, it should be about 4 minutes for the invite now.
There we go. Now they haven't played at all. GMA and Void have not played yet, right? They're just
Ooh.
getting ready now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think all the games would be streamed.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense definitely.
Yep. You're seeing
Because I know for the other tournaments they were at the same time,
Mhm.
but you would commentate on that team, and then I commentate on the other teams.
Right. That's not the case this time.
Yeah. Wargaming Census, 2 different battles.
No.
Be like, over here, Fishy is commentating on Void.
Ooh.
Why
well,
can't I claim the award? I don't think you can claim the keys until the streams are over. I think Wargaming changed that, didn't they?
Exactly. No, it's
Mhm.
always been this way. So how it works,
Has it?
because people are confused in the chat. I've seen that. You, the number doesn't go up. You gotta watch first of all 90 minutes of the stream, and the timer, the internal timer, which you can't see anymore because it created server problems, starts from when the actual games begin. So it hasn't even been 90 minutes yet.
Yeah.
So everyone should be more or less patient. Second of all, the streamers can't influence this, so if you want to know where they are, go to Wargaming. We can't do anything. We can just forward it. And what else was I going to say? God,
Don't
I lost my
gamble.
point.
What?
I just lost what I was going to say. Oh, brilliant.
Oh, was it about the keys?
Every saving his brain for the tournaments.
I just blanked it completely.
Well, it
Not
is.
done. What did you guys talk about before starting?
Keys.
Before that.
Ooh, let's see. What was it?
Pretty much the timer on it.
Well, it was,
God, I hate when this happens.
yeah. Now I
I
can't
do it all the
remember either.
time. I'll be playing a tank. They'll be like, wait a sec, what did I want to play?
I mean,
I will talk about it if I can figure it out.
all right, yeah, yeah. You
Maybe he's
just
gonna pull out like the red dots and start lining them all up.
Okay, so how much time is left? Should be very.
See, I keep
very
getting
good.
platoon invites, thinking it's the tournament.
Yeah,
but-
you're just getting spammed by
Yeah.
notifications.
Then my sadness envelops. Should be any minute now.
Yeah, I'd say 1 or 2 more minutes.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be 11ish or 10
Mhm.
for you.
Oh, it says time left here 6 minutes and 7 counting down.
Oh, yeah. 5 minutes. So when it hits 5, you should get your invite, or
Yeah.
a couple of seconds later.
Okay. Let me give everybody garage tour. Let's see.
Garage tour.
Yes, this is my garage tour. As you can, I'm a multi-millionaire in game. I'm trying to catch Meatsy on credits. He's just like, I got more credits than you droodles. I'm like, not anymore.
How many
I
does
think
he have?
he's at like 170 million, 180. I'm at 150 now, so I'm catching him.
Hmm.
By the end of Christmas, I'll beat him. I'll just spend all my gold on credits.
Oh.
That's what I do. Big brain spending from here.
Oh yeah. It's definitely
When
one of the better
To save your
conversions.
money, spend gold on free XP and credits when it's not on sale.
Oh,
I
those
do
are
like
battles,
the Black Friday deals this year.
The Black Friday deals, I haven't really paid attention.
I think they're
there's one
decent. The crates are a 1 in a million chance.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah. The chances are really bad for those.
You know, you were flexing about your credits, right?
My credit.
I know someone from NA
Don't say it.
who has all but 2 or 3 tanks, and so much premium time it doesn't show up anymore,
Oh yeah, I know who that is.
and 205 million credits.
Oh my god. Alright, I got a new person to catch. Don't worry, I'll just sell all my collectors.
But yeah, I'll be silent.
T22
You
medium,
enjoy
goodbye.
your games, guys.
Alright.
Alright.
Oh yeah, it looks like the invite is out.
Yes, it is. Lot of heavy tanks looking to be on Team Void.
Yeah, well, that should be pretty standard for Black Gold.
Yeah.
As we've seen. Double
Now,
crons.
2 crons.
Ooh.
Oh, maybe
Maybe
not.
not. Oh man, we got baited.
I really just want to see a leopard. I want to see that leopard played. There's no way.
No, I'd like to see a leopard played too. It might be pretty good if you're able to keep range on Black Gold.
Like, one thing they say is, like, run a Ho-Ri as a tank destroyer, but I'm like, isn't a leopard better camo, more accurate, and more DPM?
Well, it doesn't have the armor, but in a push, I'd say both of them are about as survivable.
Yes,
Ho-Ri does
that's
have
just
better
true.
pen though,
Ho-Ri is better pen, I'll give you that one.
and more alpha.
Yes, the alpha is probably why they don't run it as much. I
Yeah.
know on some of the EU tournaments they will sometimes sit on the back with leopards.
Well, the thing is, leopards are very good at relocating.
Yeah, they're
So,
quick.
Yeah,
That's
if
the
you
issue with
want,
the
you
Ho-Ri.
can push out like an annoying Vickers or something with the
The
leopards.
Ho-Ri is quick, but it's not great on acceleration.
Yeah,
It's
and
bad.
versus a Vickers, it's definitely not going to be able to hold its own unless the Vickers
Yeah.
is low.
We got
and-
2 Vickers
yeah.
for both teams here, which is pretty much expected.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Vickers weren't actually used. No, they were used on
They
mine.
were.
They were. Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
was trying to
Fatness ran
think.
one on the first game.
There just wasn't really much that the Vickers managed to influence on that game, I guess.
Well, Fatness was able to pull out 3,500 damage. He kind
Was
of
he?
get the what's it called, the E5s in a crossfire in
no,
the first
okay.
game. Yeah, it was pretty good.
That's
Yeah, Mocha
Huh.
is not running a Sheridan this time.
Mocha, pull it out
Nah, I don't think they're gonna be running
before they're gone.
it.
So we got 3 IS4s, 1 singular E5. Now that's
Mhm.
something I'd like to know why. Why run a single E5? I feel
Well-
like it's kind of just out on its own there.
Well, that's not a
Ooh.
big deal. It can keep up with the IS4s.
But OCD,
Well, Strats is greater than OCD.
I see how it is.
We've got
Guess
what
my
else do we
feelings
have here?
don't count.
Yeah, nah, not this time. 3 IS4s for GMA. 2 E5s, so that E5 has a pair there. Crown
And
Farm
they got
doesn't
the
though.
Kron.
They've only got one, and then the Vickers.
So you think the Krons are going to push together for Void, or you think they're going to try and hold 2 different spots?
Yeah, that's actually an interesting question. They've got the south spawn. I can't imagine of 2 different places they'd be holding, unless.
That's true. Unless they put them like we saw where base B is in the middle. What if they put both Krons on parallel sides holding there?
Yeah, actually, that's what I was about to say. You remember where Mike was on the first game?
Yeah.
Yeah, they might
Yeah, that
put
was
one of the
actually a
Krons
decent
there,
spot.
and then the other one where the Vickers would spawn.
That way,
at the beginning.
it's literally a crossfire, and there's no way anybody's pushing into that base then.
Well, maybe they just have one Kron like holding the kind of holding the town side and keeping vision there, and then the other one just manning B resets. I think a single Kron can do pretty well on B resets.
Yeah, it can. Nice thing is, as always, it's got a clip, which means that at least in this game, it has the most effective DPM before it's unloaded.
Yeah, you keep mentioning that, and it makes sense. Like, it front loads its DPM, as we've mentioned before. It doesn't have the best DPM on paper, but because it's an auto loader, it starts out the battle pretty well.
It does, and if you catch people out in the open, that's really, really nice, because an IS-4, you get away with 1 shot, but a Kron, if you get a nice tracking shot out there, you could easily come away with 2,
Or
maybe even
3,
3 shells
yeah.
if you're really lucky. Now, of course, it does have an increased injure clip at 3.5, which does tend to get a little bit annoying sometimes, but it's still quick enough to sometimes get that second snap out on slow-moving heavies.
Right. Now, these lineups are a little bit general, so I can't really imagine. Well, I'd say Void might be able to play more towards C than.
I think
than
Void
GMA
can work a little bit more aggressive positions with the tanks they have.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
GMA's got still very similar tanks, just a little bit less armor on their side. So GMA all pushing over towards base A.
Yeah,
actually not all.
Like Canadian
the Kron
Impact
is going where
gonna
Mike
be,
went.
Yeah. Well, look
Looks
at the double
like
Krons from Void.
Double Krons all the way in the back. Now, I don't know about that. I don't know what they're planning to do.
I know what they're doing here. They're securing the B cap, and Canadian Impact is gonna get nailed by double Krons. He gets tracked. He might get hit again. Yeah, look at that.
Nice
Actually, a
shots
pretty
at the
interesting strat there. That's pretty cool.
That was actually really smart.
And they're gonna get the C cap as well.
So if they honestly just manage to get their tanks in the cover, they've already got a major advantage. If they can hold town side, get the tanks, maybe the Krons looking down on the base or just sitting where they are. Oh, actually, it looks like they're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, GMA is getting the A cap, but they're definitely gonna have to push at this point.
Yeah, already at almost 400 on the base points for Void, because that's, I honestly think, one of the quickest base captures I've seen all tournaments.
Well, especially for NA. This isn't really
very
common. Mocha gets a good shot there. Chip
Mocha
is
did
a
get a
little
nice
bit
little snap.
overextended, but he's gonna be spotting.
Now, the only issue with Chip is these whitetails and as well, what's that, Kenny over there on the side. They could get shots off, and as well you can see, Mocha able to get a snap.
But again, he's covered from those
getting
double Krons.
knackered.
Yeah.
Oh, but Chip's still bleeding quite a bit.
We
But
got 2
nice shots
for
in the
GMA
cack.
pushing onto even Steven. Chip is getting bled out as well.
Oh, Assassin getting absolutely
Yeah, I mean,
smacked.
that's what you said. Like, that position's pretty decent. And now those IS-4s are just stuck there. Like, they were gonna push
Chip
towards
is
Steve.
actually gonna be taken out, which is not good.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. These 2 IS-4s from GMA are out of the fight. They can't even push on Steve.
Yeah, it's really high, and not to mention Void is, even though they're still
pushing onto B, but he's
I don't know about that pushing Arctic there. Yeah, this is it's kind of like a mishap for GMA.
Yeah, I mean, Void had a really strong opening strategy, and I don't think GMA had the answer for it.
They really didn't.
No.
The Krons are able to get fantastic crossfire with that intra clip, as we said, on the side, stop the entire IS-4 push on that side. And then, now that they've got all their tanks left, it's pretty clear victory here.
Yeah, I mean, this is just snowballing at this point.
Unless GMA was able to pen all their shots to a T, it's not going to be coming out.
They're actually kind of pulling it back.
Like they
Interestingly
are,
enough.
but 800 on the base cap.
Yeah.
Ooh, but their cap, nah, I
Nah,
just
your
can't.
Canadian impact's gonna go down.
Yeah, and
They can't get
Tantan's
onto
full health
A
still.
quick enough. Yeah. Well, let's see.
Okay, so Mocha's gonna be, they're all gonna take out Cora, which is smart. Cora's actually waiting for, oh, but he blew the shot. That's not good.
Well, they've actually
It's,
managed to bring this back.
They,
Like,
so,
what
Mocha
happened?
getting away. Now is Mocha gonna try and capture
It's
base
a 3 on
C?
4.
If Mocha tries to capture C, he's
Yeah,
gonna really
but-
regret that because
Yeah, but
Tanner's,
Tanner's
gonna take
coming
him out.
on. He just wants to
Exactly.
delay the cap, but yeah, Tanner's gonna come in. He has to
Oh,
run
jumping on the Kron.
Yeah.
Whitetail's blew his shot, which honestly could have just changed that entire encounter they had there.
now. Yeah, and Tantan's gonna get the cap. Nothing's gonna be able to reset.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, they
but,
can. Okay, this is
it's
still really
really
close. Yeah.
close. Now, I didn't notice this, but Assassin's actually all the way in the corner now.
Yeah, I
coming
mean,
off to
he's
the
coming
side.
out now. Tanner gets the kill on Mocha though, and now he's
Now,
gonna
how
help
the heck
out.
did GMA pull this out?
No, I don't think they've won yet. Tanner's
It's
gonna
very-
pick up the kill on
The issue is
Whitetails.
the base capture. If they get one kill on Whitetails, it's over.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, that's
there
it.
is. But I just find it, I actually give props to GMA. They managed to turn around what looked like a really bad game, like
Yeah.
terrible,
I
to
mean,
actually pretty close.
Void had them dead to rights, and they managed to pull it back.
If Mocha had just been able, I think, honestly, if Mocha had been able to beat that engagement, if he had a little bit more HP, hadn't bled,
Mhm.
he would have been able to actually pull out the victory if he had taken out Tanner.
Or if he had just wasted more of Tanner's time.
Yeah, it wasted more of Tanner's time as well. They needed that base capture.
All he needed to do was stay alive at that point, because they would have had A and B.
It was, I'll give him credit, it was very, very close.
Yeah,
Not what I
definitely was.
expected.
Yeah, no.
It looks like it was a turkey or a turkey shoot at the beginning.
Mhm. Well, first game does end up going to Void, but GMA
Yes, it does.
definitely not out for the count yet.
As I've said, GMA just has really, they just managed to pull out really aggressive strats that work sometimes. Even when, to be fair, GMA got caught out in that crosshair as we saw by those Krons,
Mhm.
and they were still able to push those tanks across, keep them alive. They lost probably about half their hit points there, but it worked. I think one of the issues was I think Void got a little bit too aggressive. They kind of thought, as we thought, they had
Yeah, I
such a
guess so.
big advantage. They let loose,
Mhm.
and they didn't really worry about it until they realized, oh shoot, we're getting shot from the side by the IS-4s. We're getting pushed on from the top. It was very close.
Yeah, it definitely was closer than I thought it would. Like, I don't think either of us thought it would end up
No.
being close.
I was like, no way GMA's pulling this out. It would have been crazy if GMA had actually won that. Honestly, if I'm not sure who it was, but somebody jumped off onto the Kron and shot in midair instead of waiting until he landed, which I don't know why. They would have secured that kill, which could have actually gotten them a much better chance at coming out in victory.
Yeah.
So-
Slight misplay, as you're saying.
Yeah. So here we go, loading it again. It looks like Void's taking out one of their Krons. I'm not sure. Well, with the 100, of course, it's a very super heavily armored tank. And just like the last game or the games with Rain, you'd think that they'd push the super heavy and all their team to town because that's where super heavies work. But maybe they're going to push over towards base A now with the changed up lineup they have.
Well, I don't think. Well, actually, they could do something like that.
Yeah.
Not exactly what you're describing, but they could do, like, hold with the E100, but it doesn't look like they're going to be doing that.
They're pushing half their tanks over the base A, half their tanks, well, not half, but at least a little bit over the base C.
Yeah, and Void is going pretty aggressively or pretty consolidated over to the C cap. Now, the E100,
Yes.
I feel he's just going to be holding an angle.
Tantan getting a little bit of a crossfire shot into him there, and Whitetails as well
Oh,
getting it back. Oh,
what?
I did not see it happen, but I saw the bar.
No
Oh my
way! That is
See,
so
We were talking
unfortunate.
about this
Yeah,
yesterday. That, in my opinion, it's just how
that's
I
just
can't almost.
it. Like,
It's unfair.
oh.
Well,
Like, at that range, you can't even be like, yeah, I was aiming for it. It was skill.
yeah, you
Like-
can't. That was just a massive, big advantage.
Jeez,
There. Now,
yeah.
there's one thing I can say for Void. As we saw last game, even though GMA was down, and they're really down now. That was
Yeah.
unfortunate, unfair, but they're down massively. They could come out here if Void, and
I mean,
you can see
they have
Void
to
is
play this
bleeding.
so well.
big
Void is
time.
bleeding.
Void has actually managed to bring what was about a 3,000, 4,000 hit point disadvantage or advantage, and now it's getting lower and lower.
Yeah. So, Well, let's see. Maybe GMA pulls this out. No, yeah, as
I
you were
kind of
saying.
want them to pull it out now. I feel kind of bad.
Yeah, jeez, like right at the beginning, E100 shoots you across the map, basically
Yeah,
a snapshot.
ammo
grabs
racks you.
like almost full HP. It might have been a double.
Must suck for the
but
driver as well.
Yeesh,
If he was not running protective kit, I can tell you he might be running it now.
yeah, yeah.
Now,
don't
I
know how
think
much
the
of a difference
CAC
it
and
makes.
as well Canadian Impact are in a bit of an issue here. You can see that
But
Ghost
let's
Ranger
see,
Sierra,
GMA might be able to
Scan10
get
might
some
be coming in.
cross shots.
Oh, Arctic as well. Really,
Yeah.
gee, Arctic is not doing too well.
Well, they're just driving past them. They're definitely going for the isolation on Canadian Impact and
Now, the
Kakati.
Kron needs to pen his shells. A massive low roll from the Kron there into the IS-4. Oh, yeah, they're definitely focusing. Of course, the,
Oh, Ghost
That's not
Ranger
gonna
is
be too
bleeding heavily for
GMA.
it.
Yeah. Rain is paying heavily. I mean, not Rain, Void is paying heavily.
They are paying.
And
But
again,
I don't know
actually,
about
they
this.
look like they are doing pretty good now that they've got
Yeah,
Mocha coming
look
in
at
to
the
help
caps,
out.
though.
And over on the other side, there's not much really going on except for, yeah, I guess they're just kind of trying to push in to help
Assassin's
out their
going on to
teammates.
B, but he's gonna
Yeah.
get double teamed there.
The big issue I'm noticing here is Void is on 820 on the base capture. So
Yeah.
even if GMA was able to hold and take out these tanks, it's
mean,
looking a little too far.
They're on both B and C caps, so
They
they
are,
could
but
have
they're
done it, but
losing
they just
so
don't
many
have the
tanks.
HP
It's
now,
6 tanks to 4.
they had to split up so much for the caps that they weren't able to support each other. So
So yeah, this one, last game it was like they might win, but now this game
This
it is
one,
going to Void.
definitely not. Yeah, that.
Now I would have loved to have seen what would have happened if there wasn't an Amarak. I don't know if it would have been closer. Honestly,
yeah.
I don't know. Let me put it like this: I don't think GMA would have won this either way because Rain or Void did such a good job on how many hit points they had. They still really had a great push, but the thing is you never know.
Yeah, you'll never know. It could have just been like a psychological thing, like, well, at this point we're a tank down at the beginning, let's just push, whatever.
Yeah, that's a real shame for Whitetails
well,
there.
let's see, Whitetails. Yeah, it was full health. No,
Full health Amarak.
2 pens. He got double.
Oh, was it
tapped.
2 pens?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe one of them damaged his Amarak, and then the other one just absolutely knackered
That
it.
had to have been what happened.
Well, maybe I can go.
Unfortunate. Yeah.
Oh, VK90.
Oh yeah. Well,
I've been wanting to see how that performs because they have used them. Like it is a substitute for a mouse because it's got side scraping capabilities. It's got pen, and it's also got gun depression over the sides, 10 degrees. So it can work well, but the issue and the nice thing about a mouse is, as we've talked about, it's more for, and as you can see, Assassin on the other side. The mouse is, I think, more just a bait shoot at me tank when you're either pushing or just a good tank to kind of hold a spot and have a distraction.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the VK90 is going to be used for a distraction or if it's going to be a different kind of holding strat, kind of like what the Crons would be doing.
I think they're going to be doing something like that. Most likely they're going to pair it with the E100.
Yeah. That's actually, that would be a pretty solid hold there.
I would think they're going to put it in the window spot. Now, Void, I think, they're going to do something like Rain are going to do, I think. They're going to play towards the C side, might send the T-22 onto C alone. Seeing GMA's lineup, they'll definitely be able to get away
GMA's just
with it.
all IS4.
Yeah, GMA's gonna have to play either towards the middle.
Now, GMA has to win this game.
Yeah,
they have to win. They don't even have a choice.
Because, best of 5, Void have 2 wins on the board. GMA have none. As soon as Void gets that next win, GMA are done.
I definitely think Void has got a major... The nice thing, as I've played quite a few tournaments, it's not fun when you are down 2, because you've got to play to your best. You have to win 3 games in a row to win.
Yeah, the reverse sweep, not something that happens a whole lot.
Yeah,
but you've seen
it's
it before.
really rare.
When it does happen, it's super hype, though.
When it happens, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And I do want to see GMA try and kick some butt back here, see if they can do a good job.
Hopefully they pull out at least 1 win. So
I just want to see 1 win from GMA. Okay, so E5s. Actually, it's a split strat for Void over here, it's looking like. Although, a weird push for the E100 there.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting position. I wouldn't expect them to be there.
You would not expect that.
I think they're
maybe they're trying to get the ammo rack.
Maybe they're trying to get a rack on something.
Yeah, exactly.
Spots
Nice shot from Mocha. Now Mocha spotted 1E5, which he's probably expecting. Yeah, they're mostly going to be pushing there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure what's going to happen here, honestly.
GMA's
The
got
issue
a
with the
weird
E100,
setup here.
E100 is not a great tank on the medium side because IS-4 buttered through that turret.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how that's going to work. And they're missing a tank, which is
Well,
the
let's see.
VK90.
The E100
which is-
might be able to get a big alpha shot in here.
Canadians in a real bad situation right now.
Yeah, it's kind of like the E5s from the Ishtar game.
Once you win an aggressive spot, that's really, really important in tournament. If you can hold that spot and you kind of claim victory, king of the hill, you've got shots across the map, you've got a lot of base captures open to you.
It's all about the map,
It
winning map
is.
control.
Now we
Now,
got
Cora-
Cora, who's
yeah,
actually
he's getting
not doing
pushed
too well
out
against
by
the
the
mouse. Oof, a little miss there.
Not-
Tanner
yeah.
maybe trying to help out Cora against the mouse, but honestly,
Won't be able
I
to
don't
do
know if that
much.
would be.
Yeah.
The issue with GMA is they're so passive this game. They've let Void get such an aggressive position, and
Yeah.
they're really just able to hold here.
Well,
They're
now
up on
that
base capture.
they've kind of got Cora under control, they could try to snake a B cap, but oh, Chip's taking a lot of damage on the offside.
Ooh, I
Kenny
see
was
that.
yeah, Kenny was unspotted there.
So the thing I don't understand is why push aggressive when you don't need to?
Yeah, I think that's something we've seen from Void before, where they push
Yeah.
aggressively when they don't need to. They've got caps. I think they just try to push an advantage whenever they have it, but sometimes it does come back to bite them.
It does. Ooh, bouncing on whitetails there. The Cora's, although, I'm not sure if Cora's gonna be pushing on Assassin. That's just like, that's a 1v1 over there.
Well, Tanner's coming in to help him, so it might happen. Even Steven's now getting some positioning here. Mocha's
There's
gonna
actually quite a bit
try
pushing
to
off
farm
to the
him.
side over at base C. There's a little bit of a push going on.
Yeah, actually,
The IS
Enzyme
boys.
and Chip are in
Yeah,
danger there.
Enzyme's gonna be taken out here. There's no way he's gonna
Yeah,
get a
Canadian
hold.
Impact and Whitetails need to survive as long as they can.
But now at the same time, yeah, Canadian's gonna be pushed on.
It's
For some
fine, he
reason, though,
might be able
Chip
to get
isn't
out of here.
pushing.
Ooh. Well, Chip is now trying to get out of there. Ghost
Yeah.
Ranger, Rob, and even Steven now might get caught in a crossfire here.
Now GMA's got a big advantage because they've got very nice shots across. They've
Yeah,
got the base
exactly.
capture. They've got both bases captured. But now even Steven and Canadian 1v1ing in mid,
Yeah,
and it
that's gonna
looks
go
like
to even Steven.
Canadian's gonna be slapped by that T22 in the side. Hopefully pinning the shots.
Yeah,
there
Whitetails
you
is
go.
pulling Chip out of the fight here. Ghost Ranger's getting crossfired out. Rob is gonna be in danger
I
next.
think Arctic and Kenny need to push. I don't know why Kenny's aiming at Cora over on the side, especially when
Yeah.
Assassin's got such a
There's
major
more-
advantage on hit
yeah.
points. That's really a misplay, a big time there in my opinion. That could have cost the battle against Chip, who's a one-shot and as well Ghost Ranger.
Well, yeah. GMA has the cap control now. They've got two one-shots lined up,
And they, yeah, especially
up
with Rob
one.
here left, Rob's
Yep.
gonna be a very easy
and
tank
Rob's
to just
gonna be
rip
another
apart.
kill.
Rob's
Oh,
trying to get out
however-
as quickly as he can.
Yeah, Tanner's on the A cap. Assassin hasn't managed to pick up Cora yet.
No, he has not. And
Another
with
shot
Tanner
coming.
coming in quickly, Assassin needs to pin this shell. How much health does Cora's at 300? So, ooh, nice pen.
gets the
Okay.
shot.
That
GMA
looks,
are up to 900
yeah,
points of
GMA
cap
looks
just
to
about.
be. Ooh, but they're capturing base
Yeah.
C. That's
Oh.
really smart. Actually, I think Void could pull this out.
Yeah, well, they've got cap control, but even Steven's gonna get triple teamed.
The thing is that they're going to capture base C, but they need to send somebody, which they're doing here. Kenny, I think if Kenny's able to get in the base B, they've got it in the bag.
Yeah, Tanner just outplayed Assassin.
Yeah.
Assassin's done now.
Tanner,
even
nice
Steven's
job
just trying
there.
to waste as much time
Now,
as he
here's a
can.
question. Tanner can get shots at the Kenny.
Well,
Even
not
if
really.
he even loses hit points for it, can't Tanner just HE him? Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Tanner
he
looks
has
like
to
he's
push
trying
in,
to
though.
stop that. Oh, and now we got even
He's gonna take
Stevens
the
as
one
well
versus
pushing
one.
it very aggressive. If they're able to take out Kenny, that's going to be a really good advantage
wow,
for Void
yeah,
here.
this is actually pretty good play here. Arctic and
Yeah.
Kakati are out of the fight. Kenny's gonna get knocked out here.
Oh,
Void have
Kenny's
two
gonna-
caps.
okay.
Oh, even Steven's just gonna sit on
Even
him.
jumping on him, which actually
He's making
is
him a
quite
one
smart.
shot or a two shot. Down
Kenny
to
needs to survive
404.
as long
Oh,
as
what a
possible.
shot though!
Oh,
Hit him between
and
the
Arctic's
cracks
gonna
there.
get killed, and Tanner
That was
is a possible
huge.
one shot.
Oh,
Nice shot
low
there.
rolls. 39
Actually,
HP left.
It looks like
It's
it's
so
going to GMA.
close.
It's close.
GMA has
They-
to. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kakati gets that kill.
Yeah, it's.
GMA has the cap advantage. Arctic,
They
if
do,
he
and
goes
because
down.
they're at base B, I
Yeah.
don't think the base capture points are going towards
No,
Void.
it's not. It's going for GMA.
Yeah. So
Kaka's
this is
trying to
it.
block for
It's
Arctic. If
going to be a
Steven
victory
manages to
for,
get a kill.
Yeah, nice job to GMA. They made a
Ooh,
couple
such a
issues.
close
I
game.
think, honestly, I don't remember who it was sitting up on the bridge, but was it Kenny?
Yeah, I don't remember who it was.
Kenny was shooting at the mouse, even though the mouse had the hit point advantage. And if he had helped out his teammates down there, I don't think even would have been able to get as quickly or even at all able to try and even contest to have a win there.
Yeah.
I definitely think they should focus fire a lot more because I doubt the caller was saying shoot at that mouse.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. A very close
So,
game though.
Yeah,
GMA
GMA
able to
actually
put
pulling
one
out
on
the
the board.
victory.
Yeah.
Still pulling out that VK90 for Cora there. I think you maybe want to... It didn't work too well against the mouse last game.
Yeah, it struggled a little bit, but
It
he
did.
was able to waste a lot of time.
He
And I think
was.
that was the whole
It was
main
just kind of
goal.
like honestly, it was like having 2 less tanks on both teams there.
Yeah, they're just locked in a 1 versus 1 most of the time. Yeah.
Now this is where GMA's interesting strats start to come out.
2 crons.
2 crons. Now, thinking there's no way they're going to push the crons towards town, right? Because
No,
they're not working
I
gun
don't think
depression.
so. No.
So, as we saw last game, Void had the advantage, and for some reason they pushed aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
If they had stayed on the top part, if they had stayed as King of the Hill, as I said, they had the cap advantage. They had tanks. I think they could have been able to just hold, and there's no point to risk. One thing I always say is, why risk pushing aggressive and losing when you don't need to? Like, yeah, you might be up 2 victories, but every little mistake you make causes, your team to have less of a chance to win.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if
So,
you have the upper hand,
yeah.
might as well play.
So
with the
if
upper hand in
GMA is
mind.
able to play the smart, and the Crons, of course, can hold really well hull down. If they're able to hold where overlooking base B up on the middle, and they get those Crons there, and they win that encounter, they should have a really strong chance of winning this game.
Yeah, I think the wild card here is going to be the Crons and maybe the 2 and 5B.
Yeah, 2 and 5B. That's it's a very
pick.
interesting take.
Yeah.
It's usually used for hull down pushes, which makes me think I still can't imagine they're gonna push that towards town.
No, I don't think so. I think they're gonna try to go for control of the hill area, like you said earlier.
Yeah, controlling that hill, in my opinion, it's just kind of like on New Bay. Holding the bridge is by far the most important thing there. Just like on this map, you need to hold the high ground. It gives you easier shots on the enemies. It gives you spots, and you've got the base captures held.
Void is going to be keeping an E5 in the back, maybe. Sending one towards A, possibly, and putting some eyes
They've got Rob and
B.
Tanner. Now, that's very weird spawn points that put the E100 and the 2 and 5B back there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's bad for them, because now they're going to have to spend a little bit more time trying to get those tanks over towards base A, it seems like. It's going to cause them to be slower.
Cost them, yeah.
The exactly where we thought, which is, of course, pretty good.
They're blind firing near Assassin. They're gonna be down on caps this time.
They are. GMA already up on the cap.
Yeah, I see what the Crons are doing here. The Crons are gonna be working for B resets, I think. At least
Now, if
Canadian
Crons
Impact
hold B, there is literally no way that they can get shot. Although they've got the 2 and 5B, and as well, I can't tell if the other tank is back. The E5 is well back there.
Yeah.
So they'd have to work this really, really well. But they're up on the base capture. So if they have Canadian work that little spot there, Tantan
is moving into B.
Oh, nice shot to Cora.
Yeah, but Cora is going to be holding that angle. Yeah, Canadian Impact needs to get resets.
Canadian, I don't even. It's honestly, I think. This is gonna be tough for them.
They're just going to let them cap B.
I think Canadian doesn't want to take the risk of being penned by IRake, maybe.
Yeah,
when
I guess
he pulls
not.
That. Now, of course,
but
IRake hasn't been spotted.
Kenny,
but
Arctic,
yeah, they're pushing off to the side. It's like
yeah,
the
they're
three
gonna run
musketeers
into
over here.
The 2 and 5B might actually be in a tough position here.
Yeah, especially because they're not expecting that by any means.
No, I don't think so. Well, I mean,
there
Sierra
it
is.
Oh, that was really bad shot from GMA though.
Only one connects.
They had the advantage. Now, there's also pushes. It looks to me now with Rob pushing quite aggressive
Yeah,
out.
well, Tanner's crossfired now, but there's ISHTR and the Kron, so the 2 and 5B is going to go down very quickly.
Yeah, the 2 and 5B is going to be taken out. That's the issue. The 2 and 5B is being easily shot.
Yeah,
but GMA is misplaying big time. They're blowing HP. They're bouncing shots on the 2 and 5B. Now Rob's pushing in. Honestly, I think they're going to lose this engagement.
I don't know what Whitetails is doing. He needed to push up the Sierra so he doesn't get shot by
Whitetails
even
blew his
Steven
HP. Now,
Cora.
nice shot in the Sierra, but he needs to bounce, and as you saw, did not bounce.
Oh, but look at that. Kronvan's now onto B. Mocha got onto A. GMA has control of all the caps now, and Void is pushing so far away from all that.
Assassin is just ignoring everything, trying to push in as aggressive as
even
possible.
Steven's now going to be pushing towards A, I think.
Arctic actually shooting Cora. Ooh, Cora's going to be taken out here. That's going to be really nice.
Gone.
Nice shot.
And Rob
That's
might
really
be next.
important.
Or
GMA
Tantan.
on 800 on the base capture.
Yeah, they're going to win this on caps.
I think they might. Oh no, even Steven is pushing over to base
yeah, but
A.
it's not gonna
Reich is
matter.
pushing
Reich
B.
is on B. GMA have this on
You know what though?
kills, like,
GMA's got
they pick
way
up,
more tanks.
Yeah, they pick up Tantan and they're gonna be up almost to the 1000.
They played the Krons pretty well. They kept their hit points alive.
Nothing's getting onto C for speed, so as soon as
I
they
will
pick
say,
up,
GMA made a fantastic rush on the side, but
yeah,
they played it really bad.
Yeah, it was a good call, but yeah, they missed a lot of shots.
Those first shots in the E5 were the ones they really need to hit, and the fact that they missed 2 of those shots was a big, because as soon as that, the E5 put on reactive.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they did a good job, and that's the thing about GMA, as I said, is they pull out really weird strats that you don't expect. Nobody expects you to push all the way around.
Stores, yeah.
So it worked well. We're gonna have to see though. IS7. Now, IS7 is good for one thing, which is rushing and alpha.
And I know exactly they're gonna push it. They're gonna play a C strat and they're gonna put it across the river.
But is the Kron now? The thing is how far you think that there's no way they're pushing it all the way over to the middle spot on it, right? There's no way he's gonna cross with that big open spot, because I feel like the Kron.
He's doing it.
And
the Kron won't be able to get that many shots.
At least from experience, the only spot a Kron works on Port Bay from all the games I've played in it is that little ridge right in the towards medium and middle.
Yeah.
So that is the only spot. Like, there's a couple other spots like behind the roads you can work, maybe the bridge, but you don't have enough gun depression there. I can't imagine you'd push a Kron towards town, because yes, it has a clip, but why would you push it there?
Yeah, I agree with you. However, I do think GMA is gonna play a town strat, because as I was saying earlier, Port Bay is one of those maps where there's one spawn that I think is clearly better for the seaside, and the other one, as a result, you pretty much have to play town or play like some really weird C strat. So the way I see this happening, GMA might be able to get 2 caps on speed.
Yeah, they can't. Caps, as we say, are very important. It's actually won, I would say, 80% of the games so far.
Yeah, I'd say Mocha, if they send him onto A instead of C, if Void does choose to play that C strat, would be better than.
So I'm thinking Canadian's just going to hold the Kron a little bit, that road that kind of crosses. Thinking maybe he's going to sit behind the road, try and just hold, spot. That's going to make the IS-7 useless if they push it around. The issue I always have with the IS-7 comp is, first of all, the pen absolutely sucks.
Yeah, and the gun handling.
And if you're running Cali, you're losing DPM over the IS-4. If you're running Rammer, you have no pen.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Like I said, I think, Void is going to be playing the seaside there. GMA
is pushing to town, and I'm not sure. It looks like they are pushing that Kron somewhere hull down. Definitely
Mocha's
right by the road
spotted.
is what I was thinking.
The crossing.
IS-7 is pushing down, as you said.
Tanner gets outspotted. Oh, big shots going in.
I was thinking, those are the shots I was kind of worrying about.
Yeah.
That's the issue with crossing, as I always think, and that's why I don't like to do it in normal games as it is when you cross, you really run a big risk of losing all of your HP. And if GMA does this correctly, now they just back down.
Yeah, look at this.
And
Assassin's getting onto the B cap. GMA's taking A. However,
be on the base capture. Now, the thing about the medium side is Void has the advantage on positioning, but they don't have the cap advantage. Now, why is Assassin not in the cap? I'm not
He's
sure.
spotted, so I don't think he wants to cap it yet.
Is Cora able to get shots into him? Not really.
No, nope. If he caps on the close side, no. I
Honestly,
don't think Rob can get resets
now he's
either.
not gonna be able to get it. Cora's gonna be able to shoot him now.
Yeah. And
so
GMA's
GMA's actually down on base capture.
Yeah, just slightly. But it is gonna make the difference in who has to push first.
Now Void is repositioning their tanks over towards their spawn again.
I don't know why Assassin didn't get onto the B cap earlier.
Yeah,
I
he
think
could
that was
have
a big
at least tried. Like,
or
if you
miscall.
lose one one shot in a mouse, it's not the worst thing. It's a
Yeah.
mouse. That's what it's meant for.
Now he's kind of stuck there. Cora's gonna be moving though. Oh, look at this. What's going on this side? I don't know why
Oh.
GMA is pushing that side.
Yeah, the
Oh,
issue is
no.
they're leaving two flanks really separated.
And they keep pushing tanks up there. They're like
They
Void has
do.
all their tanks over there.
They're trying to get Tanner out, but killing a
he's all
Vickers
the
is
way
good.
across,
But
yeah. And GMA's, yeah, the IS4s on the offside won't be able to get there to support in time.
yeah, they can't support them. They have to pen the shots. Now, Canadian can't work this unless they push over the ridge. Canadian,
Yeah, they're gonna have.
virtually
They're just gonna
impenetrable.
push them. Oh, but they're
Oh,
not. Void
I
is
don't-
stopping.
This is
This is
Oh,
interesting.
Whitetails is flexing back though. That's gonna be a 4-on-4 now.
Yeah, but ooh, no, it's most of Void's tanks are there, and
Oh,
Void's just
yeah,
gonna
they're
push
even-
in. This is
even
just
just
a
pushing in
huge
now.
brawl. Gakati's getting focused out.
Yeah, Gak not
Rob
doing
is getting
too well.
focused out. Canadian Impact puts a shot into Rob. Whitetails.
Ron getting shots out.
First
oh,
kill goes to
1100. Yeah, this is not looking too well for GMA. Like,
yeah, no, Rob.
Whitetails
go
needs to
down.
get that shot
Yeah.
in. There you go, finishing him off.
Even Steven has the position there to just farm.
Now,
get
if
shot.
Canadian's able to back up, he can start reloading his clip, but yeah.
HPs are
it's
just
looking-
about even.
It's
He
looking
can
really
waste some
dire.
time here.
And,
And it
GMA,
looks like he is.
believe it or not, GMA is up on hit points.
Yeah, they are.
And GMA actually
up on
won
cap.
that encounter. It
It-
looks like they are now going to. Oh, but
Well, I
Kenny
wouldn't
missing a
count-
shot on
I wouldn't
Sierra.
count it one yet.
Cora's now pushing in a Whitetails. He's going to get a nice shot in the butt.
Ooh,
Oh, and a
Whitetails is not
max
one shot.
roll.
Kenny is basically a one shot as well.
Mocha pushing in on the IS-7. Missing a
Yeah,
shot
ooh,
again.
this is
You
so
have
close.
to pen your
It's
shells.
4-on-4 so far. Sierra's gonna eke away though.
This is not looking too good. What is Arctic doing? That's the real question I have.
Arctic is a little bit out of the fight, yeah.
Yeah, if he had been able to push in, he might have been able
Oh.
to help. And he's still not pushing in.
Well,
Push
he has a
in,
shot on
you
Sierra.
gotta help your teammates. If he actually rams Sierra here, he can finish him off almost. Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
Finishing
pulling
him
it
off.
back. Mocha is getting focused out there. The mobility
Mocha is
definitely
getting
gonna come
focused.
in as a factor though, because Tanner's still alive.
He is.
Ooh, Cora's just
Ooh,
about.
nice
Cora!
shot. Now Mocha getting a nice shell as well into Cora, but Tanner's probably
Tanner's
gonna
gonna get
finish
him.
him off.
Yeah, he was on 1 HP.
Okay, so this
Oh,
was
Arctic
a
is getting
really
focused
close
out. It
game.
was a close game for sure.
I do think GMA is going to be losing this because the I-7. Oh yeah, I was about to say the I-7 just able to sneak a shell. in.
Cora, yeah, gets a shot in there.
Yeah, Arctic. I think if Arctic had pushed in a little bit earlier, it could have changed the whole game.
Well, I think the GMA just
Oh, and he bounces another shell.
mismanaged their resources, honestly.
And they, as we also saw, they split for some reason.
Exactly.
Like the hit points is close. It's actually really close, which is quite impressive still.
Yeah.
But the mouse should have been the center of attention, and they pushed the mouse into such a useless spot, I find, and especially with that low roll. Honestly, they were the base cap was gonna be
Yeah,
up
I
anyway.
mean, like I said, Mocha pushed in. As soon as he died, though, Tanner would have became a factor later on because he
Yeah.
just could, like, again, take control of the cap if they needed to later on.
Yeah, it was.
It was a close game, but yeah, GMA just was too split when
And
they
the mouse,
the push came.
as I said, was not in the fight, which means that you have the biggest target, the one that's supposed to be taking shots for your team, and you'll notice they didn't even shoot the mouse. He was the last person left,
Yeah.
which is not what you want. Usually you want the mouse to be targeted, you want him to be taken out so your heavies can push, focus, and well, I think GMA really slipped up. They were doing good. They were showing us some really nice games, and they
made it
slipped up,
close.
and it caused them to lose.
Yeah. I mean, they almost reverse swept. Like,
Yeah, they almost did. And in fact, it was close. It looked like they might have been bringing it back. They were up on HP, but then they kind of stopped doing. I think they bounced 3 or 4 shells. And of course, you don't want to bounce shells either. In fact, 3 or 4 shells would have changed the entire game there if they'd
yeah.
penned them.
Well, there are probably some other bounce shots on the side of Void as well, but
Yeah.
yeah. Shots have to pen.
They do.
Now,
Okay.
next
Every, do you have
matches.
any analytics into this?
Oh, I for sure have analytics for you.
Oh,
man.
boy.
And it was interesting, I gotta say. It was, as you said, nearly a return sweep there. But let's start with game 1, which I think was very interesting. Void has been very aggressive, and at the start there, getting that B early, which is usually not the first cap you take, especially on Black Golden. It's usually the one you get last, or you fight over, or at least try to defend so your enemy doesn't get it. But Void got it really early. And they also got C as well, whilst Gmae only got A, quote unquote. So
Yes.
you're instantly in a point disadvantage. And that from basically the beginning, because getting B is not easy. And I'm not sure exactly if I remember correctly, but the GMA 2 IS4s got tramp. Not sure, but one of you did mention that.
Mm-hmm.
And GMA tried to counter that by making sort of a commotion, trying to be aggressive in the middle around B, which didn't really work out. Void really played that out well, focusing the right targets first, basically having proper target priority, and they kept their Vickers alive till the end, which I think was the most important because he has the mobility. He can hash the heavies in the back, at least some of them, like the E5, and he has the DPM as well, because heavies like the ISO don't have DPM. So you gotta try to keep those alive, and I think that's what won Void more or less the game here, especially with that trap that they did,
Mm-hmm.
which was really good.
How'd you like that ammo rack?
In the second game.
That was that was interesting. Getting that, I think it was a minus 2.1 is what I written down. Not sure if
It
that
was
is accurate. Because he
Yeah.
got shot first,
Yeah, he got
and
double
I
tapped.
think
He got hit
about 5
twice.
seconds later, he took the ammo rack, which happened from the Vickers,
Oh, was that the
and
I
yeah,
wish we
it
could
was
see
delayed.
the replay.
Because I heard it on your side, and I also, of course, have the stream on the other, just checking back on it. And there was some delay in it. So he might have
Wow.
just not been instantly wanting to repair the ammo rack. Reason I'm being here, in case anyone is wondering, you want to get back into cover first, because you might get tracked again, and
Yeah,
then you
that's
don't have
actually
your
true.
repair kit. So you don't want to pull that instantly. Some players might do that. So it was smart on his behalf. Didn't help him though.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Um,
you usually don't go into battle expecting to be ammo racked.
That is true, and
Yeah.
it is an issue of the E5, but that's what you gotta have to risk with. And I mean, Void just got super dominant after that.
Yeah.
There's no real way. They pushed on to 3 tanks. Gmail also was way too split because
Mm-hmm.
they had 3 tanks in their spawn, 3 on the other side of the map.
Yeah.
So there was no coming back from that.
Right.
And
Well, the thing is there. Oh, yeah. You go ahead. Sorry.
nah, it's fine. Void really turned it around though, with Mayan Runes. I think that was their map, really. Where
No,
they
it was
just
GMA's map on mine.
For sure.
Oh yeah, sorry, wrong.
Yeah.
GMA. They played really good on this map. Is what I think. They got Void got a really good start with that really early cap in the middle on B, which you also again like Mayan don't usually see. And they wait no they got the middle and got C as well, whilst GMA just got A, which is more or less a standard approach. And I saw the mouse was going very aggressive from GNA very early on. And I wrote that down because I noticed the fight was going for long. It started at 5:30 from the timer, and I think it went down to like 3
Yeah, it was pretty much
when
the
they
whole
were
game.
still fighting. Which was interesting because I think it was a big decider on who would win that and how quick and who's going to come out on top, which ended up being GMA. But I gotta have to mention, even Steven did a really smart play when it was the 2v3. When he was alone, and the T-22 was just moving to B, abandoning that, basically trying his best to get back to his teammate, grouping up, and they nearly pulled it off. But Gmay with really good focus fire on that tank that has DPM, which is the T-22, get him out first, because ISOs don't, and Gmay had 5 of those. Of course, not all of them left at the end, but they don't have DPM, so getting that early basically won them the game there at the end, but it was really close. And the second game was just perfect, I think. They got... That's how you do pincer movements. They got 3 tanks undetected into the spawn of Void.
Yeah, that was impressive.
And then...
Yeah.
I don't know if you actually catched it, but they didn't just push around the corner. They counted down, pushed around, and shot basically at the same time, which looked beautiful, might I add.
It did.
And you could also see then on the minimap that everyone the other 4 tanks from GNA started moving at the same time, or maybe a bit delayed, but you know, that's basically how it works. And
Mhm.
it just really well coordinated. That's how you pincer, and there was no way of Void getting out of that, because they would have had to turn to one way, and they would have get screwed from the other.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it was a beautiful gameplay on May in there from GMA. That's all I can really say.
Yeah, I agree.
And I can't really add anything to Port Bay. I think you both covered that pretty well already. It was more or less some tanks being left out of the fight for a bit. Target priority here and there being a bit bad, but that's hectic. It's tiebreaker as well.
Yeah.
Everyone is gonna get nervous. Great games. That's all I can
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, especially on that full-on brawl, like you were saying, it definitely gets hectic there.
Yeah.
Like everyone almost was a part of that fight right there at the ramp at one point.
I was
It
really
was just,
surprised in the last
yeah,
game. Nobody
chaos.
captured base B.
Yeah, I mean, I would have expected the mouse to cap B earlier in the game, but that
If
never
they had
happened.
capped B, they could have just held, and they would have had a major advantage.
I mean,
Well,
the issue
yeah.
with cap B is, I'm sorry for interrupting.
Go ahead.
You can cap it, of course. That is definitely a possibility, and if you get it, it's huge, because like taking that back is hard. But so was capping it first, and he was able to cap it. It was just, was it worth the risk? Because there's 2 gun lines aiming at him, and he knew that because they were both spotted. But there's so many positions where you can reset that B cap from that it might sometimes not even be worth, because you would lose most of your hit points. You might lose your repair kits for nothing. It's
Mhm.
or it will just take a long time, because they can shoot you in like an interval of 4 seconds if it's 2 E5s with HE, and you're not gonna cap it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think it was better preserve those hit points, just stay low and don't risk it. I think that was really the game plan there.
Yeah, and
But
I get that makes sense for sure. But then the misplay after that would be, I think they tried sending 2
They sent
ISHTRs and a
3
mouse.
tanks to one side,
Yeah,
4 to
around.
the other.
And they just ended up coming back later.
yeah,
So they
splitting
weren't
is
there in the
not
fight in the
really a
beginning.
smart idea there.
Yeah.
And as we said, the high ground is important. Void had the high ground, so they were all able to just flex over with a much shorter distance than GMA had to cover.
Mhm.
So I think
Yes.
Void definitely played that smart, especially as you said, they did have kind of a worse spawn for how they pushed. And Void still did a really good job of being able to hold the positions, coming, being able to focus fire, rushing correctly. I'm pretty sure they penned almost all their shots, really tricky shots as well. The IS-7 penning all of its shots, making sure it didn't lose all of its hit points, focus firing. Where GMA, I definitely think they struggled a little bit with focus firing throughout most of the battles we've seen, which is definitely one thing that can cause some hiccups every there.
Yeah, it does seem like pen shots were a factor there. But yeah, as Every and you have pointed out, target prioritization was huge. I think the Vickers of Mocha would have had to fight Tanner on the low, like with Tanner having the upper hand on multiple occasions. He um, sometimes didn't hold on to his HP as well, which kind of hurt them in terms of being able to take controls of the cap or just being
Especially
able
because
to get
Void had
around.
the advantage. I mean, GMA had the advantage right at the beginning when they slapped Tanner for 800.
Yeah, that was a yeah, and
Yeah,
then
that was
later on,
huge.
Yeah, I
they
really
just weren't
thought that
able
they
to
were just
pick
going
up.
to back off, kind of hold.
Yeah, well, they would have been able to. I think
Mm-hmm.
they had the cap disadvantage, but they were at least should have had a little bit of time to regroup.
Yeah,
I
because
just
there's
didn't
only
think that
literally like
happened.
5 apart. Usually what at least what I used to practice is when you're 5 apart, you try and focus out one tank. So maybe if you had like a chance to det Tanner at the last minute or so, you just try and take out one tank on their team, and it instantly goes in your favor if you take them
Yeah,
out.
but I think on NA that doesn't. Teams don't like it coming down to that anymore, because on
Yeah,
NA that used to happen a lot,
it did.
especially on some maps like Castilla or
Canal, it used to
Canal.
happen,
Yes, Canal is a classic one for the like
especially for
30-second
Pramo. I
push.
remember that quite a bit.
Yep, yep. But yeah, you're definitely correct, and that one kill would have swayed the game there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I want to go back to that 800 club though on the because I think I mentioned that earlier as well
Mhm.
in one of the games Void won. They kept one Vickers alive and that won them the
Mhm.
game
Mm-hmm.
because he had most of his hit points, so he can start to brawl when the heavies start to get to like 2-3 shot territories.
Yeah,
Right.
nobody
So
wants
he
to
can
shoot
take
it.
a shot and he can kill them. And when you lose your light tank HP early, it's gonna be quite difficult to do that in the late game
Mhm.
because you can lose hit points at the start. You
Mm-hmm.
don't want to, but if you do that, you want to lose it on the heavy tanks because they can still bounce shots. A light
Yeah.
tank is more or less unlikely to do so,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and so they need that hit point to brawl later, and that just didn't happen.
Yeah.
And I think that was also one of the factors.
Yeah. The mobility advantage is huge, for
Yeah,
sure.
mobility is very important.
The
Being
light
able to
tanks.
flex.
Yeah, the light tank's HP is one of the most important, as Every's hinting at.
Mm-hmm. It was just, yeah, I think Void played it well. I think they did everything right. They pushed correctly. I think GMA just, they made a little bit of a misconception there. Maybe they were thinking that they were going to catch them off guard with that flank from the rear, but it just,
Yeah, Void was too
it was
quick on the
weird.
rotation.
Honestly, if they'd sent that mouse, instead of flanking from the rear, if they'd sent that mouse back with the other group, it may have helped out massively.
Yeah, definitely could have. The mouse could have just like thrown itself there for HP.
But honestly, I give GMA credit. They were the underdogs.
Mhm.
They, especially after the AMRAC, they managed to come up with 2 victories. I bet Void was sweating quite a bit after they like, oh gee, they're actually coming back.
Oh yeah, especially on that last game that was actually getting kind of
Yeah,
close.
it was close. GMA again managed to bring it close.
Yeah, they
So,
took a brawl that they had, I mean, full advantage of. It was
mhm.
almost 7-on-5 or 4 at one
Yeah,
point,
it was quite a bit.
and they still made it close. So yeah, GMA played as well as they could have, just weren't able
So
to come out with
I'm
the win.
guessing we take a look at the lower bracket, or is it
Yes,
the upper?
the
Okay, yeah,
lower
I was
Lower.
thinking
bracket.
lower. Now we don't see the lower fight the upper, do we? Or
Not today.
No, we see the
no,
lower
okay.
bracket because that decides who gets fourth.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's who's
So
getting
we
kicked out.
Mhm.
so we see that, and then tomorrow we will have the upper bracket final. That will decide who goes to the grand finals and who will have to play whoever wins the next match. So,
Yes.
All right, so we've seen both team strategies so far. Ishtar is kind of more. I don't think they push super aggressive. They're more of a. I think they like to hold, and when they get the advantage, then they'll start to push aggressive. But the thing was, I guess, against Rain is, as we know, one of the toughest clans. In fact, I think they've got a really good stance. So for Ishtar to fight Rain, I don't know if it was just because they were fighting one of the really hard clans to beat. Compared to maybe if they were fighting GMA, they would have pushed a little more aggressive. But we've seen GMA even fighting some of the tougher clans. They're pushing quite confident and quite aggressive. Even when they're down in tanks, they're still able to bring it somehow back like a miracle. So I really want to see how GMA versus Ishtar is going to work.
Mhm. Oh, the tournament room's up.
I'm thinking I'm gonna put it in the favor of GMA, but I don't know, of course, because everything is up for the paper here.
one thing before
Yeah.
I cut myself off again, I just want to mention is, of course, matchups do matter, but if you want to win, you gotta have to fight them eventually.
Hmm.
So putting it on, we had to play them first, is not really gonna work, especially with these teams being as good as they are. So whatever will happen, all they can really do is give their best. So
Mhm.
That's true.
let's give it to the teams, and we'll see each other
Also,
after the
we are
match.
seeing the Sheridan.
Yeah.
It
On
is
middle
time.
game, definitely, the Sheridan's gonna play into the fight on the
Now,
hill.
the thing about the Sheridan is it can be effective. If you got a player like Fatness or Mocha running it, Mocha's got a lot of games. If you can hit your missiles, it's fantastic because you're hitting people for 500 alpha shot and you're behind cover. You're not
Yeah,
risking losing any HP. But
absolutely free bleeds.
we've seen quite a bit in tournament that it's usually just, oh, there's one Sheridan and there's another Sheridan, and they'll just go back and forth firing and miss each other for like the whole game, which means that the Vickers is probably going to be a lot more effective, at least in positioning, in the DPM, tracking, helping out the team. spotting than the Sheridan will.
Well, it depends on what kind of strategy they choose to run. I mean, Ishtar is running 2 T-22s now. They don't have the
Yes.
Vickers. But those T-22s...
And they're also not a super heavy, like, it is heavy, of course. E5s are heavies, but not like a heavy lineup
yeah,
here.
they
Like,
have the mobility
GMA's going
advantage.
all heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm thinking Assassin's probably gonna, there's no way you're pushing a mouse up. That's just a terrible idea.
Well, it might... I think it might spawn up top.
You think it will?
I think that's how it is. Is 2 tanks might spawn up top. Unless
Do you
it's,
think a mouse would work up top, though? It's got such big cheeks. It's just gonna, I feel
Well,
like it's gonna be buttered.
The thing is, it's not even if it works up top. If it spawns up top, like, I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do. You could try throwing it down into town, but at that point,
Yeah,
it's
so
gonna be late. But now, the
that's
thing is, I have seen mice work up top, and the thing is with that is because if you push on the mouse, it's gonna waste a lot of time. Or you could just set set it there, and teams are gonna be averse to pushing.
Now here's
it.
my question: why run a mouse up top? Now I don't know if any of the players on GMA have it, but couldn't you run a VK90, which has a way better turret? It's got good pen, and as well, it's able to actually work up. If you, of course, you were doing up top. I got no clue what they're doing, but I feel like a VK90 would be able to work so much more effectively. And it's only got like 200 less hit points than a mouse up top against mediums. They have to load heat to pen it at least. And the thing about the VK90 is the fun fact is that you actually cannot pen the heat on the upper plate with an IS4 where you actually can on a mouse. So that's the only reason why I don't know why they would do that.
Well, I mean, I think the strat would call for a mouse going towards the B cap.
Yeah.
And just holding there. But I'm just saying I have seen the mouse spawn up top. And it could be a possibility where it does.
Now Mocha, you think he's gonna push right up to that you know what spot I'm talking about.
Yeah,
and just start lobbing missiles over?
I mean, possibly. However, the 2 T-22s might be able to...
I bet they're thinking about just maybe rushing the Sheridan. But again, Mocha's probably gonna have a lot of support behind him. I've seen some teams, they'll have the tanks lined up right behind the hill where you can rush over quickly. But IS4s, you can't really do that because they're not super quick. E5s, you can do that. You sit them behind the hill, put on speed boost, and rush right over when your team's either being pushed on, and you can really surprise them. IS4 is slow.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is, they might be able to clear the Sheridan without losing a T-22.
Exactly.
Or even if they lose a T-22, if they're able to push up their E5s and IS4s aggressively, they could just win map advantage on the top there.
Now, what if Mocha pulled a big no U and went to town while the rest of GMA went up? That would be pretty...
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't completely count that out.
Imagine.
Yeah, A does have some spots where you can cap it. It's actually kind of difficult to reset from the hill.
I'm thinking, well, actually, now that I think about it, Mouse is probably just going to capture the base down at bottom.
Yeah,
that's usually what they do.
Most likely.
Yes. I have seen some strats where double T-22 will cap bottom, and then they'll push through. I'm not sure. I don't think by any means that that's going to happen, but it's always up for question. So did the mouse spawn up top? It did not.
No, it didn't. Okay.
Okay.
So I've seen it from the other spawn. Maybe it's just the other spawn.
So up we go. So Ishtar's all pushing up.
Yeah, GMA's pushing
as well.
A lot of their IS4s up top. Mouse looks like he's going towards B.
Pushing. Oh, he's actually pushing to a different spot.
Yeah, he just wants to get spots off.
Actually, that's
Mako there.
A more beneficial spot because he's able to get out of position quickly.
Yeah.
Which it looks like he's doing already.
He gets a free bleed, but they're gonna lose the cap anyways.
Now, Keeney, I'm not sure what he's doing back there. I guess he's trying to support the mouse if he gets pushed on.
Yeah, well, if the mouse gets pushed on, it's difficult to support it. The thing with Kenny's position is that it has resets on B. And it's annoying to push, because then you have to be pushing out into the open.
You have to push all of your tanks out in the open to get him. Well, it looks like Ishtar's got that major advantage up on the hill, but Ishtar might not want to push this. That's the thing. Ishtar can easily, if they pushed all their tanks, they should, let me fix it, they should be able to win this easily.
Yeah,
because
well, they've got
they got
the
bad
tank
DPM,
advantage.
they got the mouse down at bottom, they've got a lot of tanks up here. So they pushed their heavies first. They could easily overcome. Oh, the missile.
How was that even close?
I didn't know it was. Oh, gee. This is gonna be Ishtar. You can tell Ishtar's getting antsy. It looks like they're starting to come up with that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
They're
it goes.
popping the speed boost. Looks like they're gonna go for the isolation on Canadian Impact.
Yep.
But
Now,
I don't think that's the push
Kenny's
they want
actually
to
pushed
make.
up. I didn't realize that. Kenny's pushed all the way up here to try and help them out. And actually,
Jerry's gonna be
Assassin's
pushing
getting some
across.
cross shots.
They just want to push them down so they don't have shots. Not exactly going for the kills here.
No,
Jerry
and
is in a
Mocha's gonna
really
be able
weird
to get a nice
position,
shot to
though.
the side. There you go.
Yeah, Canadian Impact is getting focused out.
Canadian's getting focused as well. He needs to pin the shot in the 222. Nice shots.
Oh, the T-22s are a little bit overextended here, though.
Yeah, T22.
But they're
Oof,
gonna be able to
big
get out,
shots
I
for the
think.
Canadian. Now, Mocha's gonna have to get big shots into
Yeah,
Rye
and
Guy
he's-
here.
he is
And he
doing
can. That's the nice thing about a Sheridan, is it can afford to take trades.
Whitetail's gonna go down, I think.
Whitetail's hitting the
1160
shot
out.
though, and ooh, a ram. That was not a smart ram in my opinion.
Well, it puts him
lost
down
200
to
health
a definite one shot. Oh,
Yes,
a
that
pound
is-
shot on Mako, but picked up
Kenny
by
losing a lot of HP as
Assassin.
well. Arctic gonna be taken out. Not sure why he rammed him there.
Ishtar has lost their DPM tanks.
They
Or
have.
Just about.
They have.
Yeah, now
And
they
they're
have.
also
But they
very
have
close
the
on
map
HP.
advantage. They have the hill, and they can push down when they want, but they're kind of pushing a
not
little
sure.
bit aggressively. Jerry's down now.
Ooh, not sure why Jerry would do that.
Yeah, he could have just held up top,
Mocha's still full health, which they've got a major mobility advantage.
Yeah,
Here. That's important.
and he's going to be getting onto the C cap.
Mocha's gonna get to C now. I don't know if pushing the C would be super important right now because don't you want to support your team?
Well, yeah, I think he still can.
Yeah, he can get an HE right into Ichi.
Yeah,
Maybe not
that could
anymore,
be big.
but you know.
Oh, yeah, he won't be able to get the shot.
But he will get
um,
one to Kenny.
Yeah,
Only-
he's
oh,
onto the C
a
cap
missile.
now. Missile going
There
into
you
Kenny.
go. Nice
They're
shot.
going for the kill on Kekati.
The issue right now is
Ishtar
that
doesn't have any caps.
Ishtar is way down on cap, and I actually think they might lose this.
I do think they're gonna lose this. These two E5s most likely
Assassin,
gonna
it
go
can
down to
actually ram
Assassin.
Kenny here if he does it correctly.
No, he's not gonna ram him. Kenny's just gonna try to survive as long as he can.
Assassin probably putting an
Yeah,
HE into
Ishtar
the roof
loses
of the
this on
E5.
cap, I think.
Yeah, they're gonna win
hits him
this.
with HE.
GMA 100% won this. Nice job to
Sky
GMA,
Warrior has to get
especially
onto
because
C.
Ishtar had
Yeah,
the
no.
advantage. They pushed weird. They had the advantage, but they pushed their low health tanks out first, which didn't
Yeah.
make sense. Jerry blew
T22s.
his hit points, pushed out in the open, died because of that. Then the T22s pushed first. Why would you push your
The
mediums
DPM
that don't
tanks.
have the HP first? Wouldn't you push the heavies
Yeah,
to take
that's
the brute force,
definitely
then push
what
it in the
we-
front line?
for sure. And then just have the T22s farm. As the
Yeah,
heavy tanks
because
are
after,
losing.
you know, they're not going to
their HP.
focus T22s and the heavies have got way less hit points.
Or if they do, then it's just splitting focus, which is not
Yeah,
something you want to
which
do
is
either.
even greater for them either way.
Yep.
And I said at the beginning, GMA had the disadvantage there. If Ishtar had played that push correctly, and they did to a certain extent, but they stopped pushing. If they had kept pushing and they pushed as a group, they focus fired, they could have easily, I think, been able to come out in victory there.
Yeah, well, again, like you said, it was an issue of timing. The E5s
was.
and the IS4s didn't push in first, so the T22s.
And that's
just
something
got
I've always
focused out.
said. People are always like, why aren't there T22 mediums used in comp as much anymore? And I'm like, the issue is that it's got troll armor, it's got decent TPM and pen if you're running Cali, but why would you run a T22 when you can run an IS4 and have literally 1,000 more hit points?
Yeah, and then the DPM advantage just doesn't.
Yeah,
not as
like it's
big.
1,000. That's 3 shells from a T22.
Yeah, and that's if all of them pen.
Yeah, so I always find that, and as you can see, Ishtar looks like they are not pulling out that type of strategy.
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's see. The Vickers most likely just gonna go spotting. Mocha again taking the Sheridan.
Mocha liking that Sheridan. It did
Yeah.
work last game. I'll say the Alpha helped them big time. They were able to get out some big shells, helped out his teammates.
And he's
That's the
able
nice
to
thing.
stay alive.
I always like to say Alpha is key because, of course, if your teammate's in trouble and there's a guy with 1,000 health, Mocha can get a high roll and bring him down to a one-shot. So we'll have to see. Now Assassin, I'm guessing he's gonna push down again, but you never know. They could just like, you know, it's always up in the question.
Yeah.
But honestly, GMA's first strat worked well, so why not do it again? Because they were the ones pushed on. If this, oh, I thought there was an E3 being pushed. It was my tank. I was like, what the?
Yeah, so Mocha's only tank up top. Eki is up at top for
Yeah,
Ishtar.
that's actually kind of weird. I thought there'd be 2 tanks up top,
Yeah,
judging
I thought it
normal
was that way
spawns.
too.
Oh, I've actually never seen this like happen much.
Mocha's gonna get spots on basically the entire.
Mocha's getting great spots. That's fantastic information, especially because the Vickers isn't really getting any spots out.
Yeah, the Vickers. Well, it's much more covered that other side.
It is. So it looks like at least GMA has eyes of what Ishtar is going to be doing.
Yeah.
But
Assassin,
again, GMA once again does not have a tank advantage up top.
yeah.
They're
well,
down 1 heavy tank, which means that if the push is played correctly, if Ishtar gets anti again, which I don't think they will. That's the thing is, the last time Ishtar did that, they lost because they pushed. So I don't know if Ishtar is going to want to play aggressive again.
Well, no, they want to get the C cap for sure, but
Although the warrior down at the bottom looks like he's pushing up as well. Maybe once he gets up there, they're all going to push. But ooh, big shot.
yeah.
I honestly, it's
Assassins are
up to
getting into
Ishtar
V.
here, because
So now-
GMA is just going to hold.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
GMA
here it
now has
goes.
2 caps.
Here it
Cherry's
goes
pushing
again.
in alone.
Oh, that missile.
He's gonna have to stay safe now.
Honestly, Ishtar is bleeding way more hit points than they want to. Like, they're actually
yeah.
losing the fight here.
They
they're-
just didn't push coordinated again.
Yeah, again, their focus firing is really poor. They're all focusing on the 2 IS4s, but they can just sit back, let Mocha, Kak, and Kenny get shots in the side.
Yeah, no.
They'll be fine.
Ishtar's just bleeding way too much.
I already think GMA's clearly won this, just looking
Yeah.
at the hit points.
This doesn't look good for Ishtar.
No, it does not.
GMA had set up a pretty good crossfire there. Those IS4s in the back that are getting pushed on, Kenny and Arctic, are so out of the fight that they have to push and
Yeah.
basically lose their HP
Kenny
as they push
Otsu's going to be
across.
taken out. Ooh, he might get down the hill, but it's not looking too well. Now, Whitetail's actually getting hit
Whitetails.
across by the warrior.
First kill actually goes to Ishtar, and they've
It
managed
does.
to bring the HP back a little bit. Kenny's gonna get focused out too.
Not only that, but Ishtar is, they're up on the cap, but unfortunately they don't have both bases.
Yeah,
They've got the big advantage up in the corner.
Well,
Arctic
they've
is
got-
probably going to be taken out here very quickly.
they've got
Unless
2
they
tanks
mess up
now.
their shots. Although again, I think they're doing a bad focus fire.
Well, they don't really have the shots as it stands. Arctic finally goes down. Unique
Nice
is
shot
gonna get focused
from
out, but
Kak.
Canadian is set up for a kill,
Canadian's
too.
doing a weird thing there. I don't know.
The Vickers lost.
Yeah,
critical
Vickers is
HP.
low. As
now
at
a
least Every
one-shot
said, you
for
need to
both
take
of
out
them.
light tanks.
Yeah, exactly. Canadian
Oh, here
Impact
comes
manages
Mocha.
to
You think
survive.
Mocha's going to try and get the Vickers?
Yeah, he's definitely
I think
going
so.
for the Vickers. He misses the
Oh,
missile,
why would you
though.
shoot a missile?
I mean, he didn't want to poke, but now he's just in trouble.
But,
yeah.
don't know if it was worth it.
Ooh,
Oh,
definitely not. And somehow
You know what's
GMA
funny is
managed to lose.
GMA was really easily winning this.
Yeah. I mean,
And they managed, I think, freaking Ishtar did such a good job sharing hit points. You can see they're all the
Yeah.
same HP.
I mean, I think you were saying that Ishtar's focus fire wasn't very good, but I think GMA's
Yeah.
wasn't. Like,
GMA might have gotten cocky there. I honestly, I don't know. And as I said again, I was watching Mocha as well play the Sheridan, and he missed about 3 missiles when they were in the engagements. Why shoot missiles when you can just pull out and take the shot? Even if you get hit back, you're solidifying a pen where you're trying to help out your heavies. If you don't help your heavies, you are causing your team to lose more. Like, one shell from the Sheridan on any of those tanks, and they would have been dead. That's 1 less gun in the battlefield.
yeah. Well, yeah, interestingly enough, GMA had a really good crossfire setup early, but it just fell apart once Ishtar got to the corner IS4s.
It did. That was actually a very interesting battle.
Yeah, again, we thought it was going to go to GMA, but it didn't.
I was like 100%. Alright. You know, you can tell me your predictions on this one.
Faust. Ishtar taking a lot
you
of
see the
German
heavies?
super heavies. Wow.
You know, the only issue with super heavies is captures. Another super heavy.
I think they're
No
just
way.
gonna brute force their way through the heavy caps.
Like, it works, but, you know what?
Look at that. 2 Crons, 2 VKs, 2 U100s, and a mouse.
You know, I said GMA's got cool strats. I'm passing it on to Ishtar.
No. Ishtar, yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen
Ishtar over here.
since group
Yeah.
stage.
I'm gonna watch them
definitely
be
had
running
that.
the stock gun on the 100.
Oh, yeah, for the DPM or something.
Yeah,
I think,
the
doesn't it have like
DPM.
worse DPM? Than
I
the...
don't think it does. It's. I would take. I got 47. Nah, I'm not gonna try. I'm just gonna go back. I think it's very similar DPM.
Yeah. Hold on, I've got a second monitor. Let's check.
Yeah, take a look. That'd be kind of funny. I tested it out for a video. People are like, "Oh, try it." It wasn't bad, but it's also why run that
Yeah,
when you can run a
exactly.
mouse.
U100 is the other one.
I'm pretty sure it's very similar, like 100 different.
No, it's actually like, yeah, the smaller gun has less DPM.
Does it actually?
Yep, that's what I thought.
I don't
just
know. They
worse in
should
every
buff it
way.
actually. Like on PC, they buffed it.
Yeah, and it's actually like a viable choice now.
It is. So the question is the basic North America strat of IS4s and
Going to come
Vicar
out on top.
going to beat E100 and all this big banging shots?
That is a lot of IS4s, wow.
Well, here's what I want to see. I really want to see the hit points. I want to see how many hit points. 19,900.
But GMA almost have as much. 18,000. It's only about 1,000 difference.
You see, I think GMA, if they play it smart and they work all down, they can come out with the advantage on being able to trade with the easy shots through big German super heavy armor.
Mocha's gonna get onto the B cap. No, just going for spawns.
Getting base decaptured. Of course, they're going to be way up on base captures. Now, not sure why they're not trying to at least go for base A.
Oh, Unique got nailed.
Yeah, he did. This is the issue with Germans, is they're big, easy to spot, and easy to pen when you have their sides, and already blowing big chunks of HP.
Look at where these VKs are, though. They're keeping the GMA tanks in a crossfire here, actually.
They are. Now, Kenny's in a really good spot, though, especially with whitetails. They can actually hold there, but the issue is now we've got
they're
the
gonna go
rockets
for the
pushing in
pincer
the front.
here.
It's actually a really solid pincer, but I'm noticing it's all the IS4s lined up at base D, so it's a good pincer, but again, they've got so many IS4s. I don't know.
Eki's pushing alone. The E100 is now pulling up.
Ooh, Whitetail's getting a big chunk of HP.
The VKs are pushing in already. Oh, they're definitely going for the pincer here. Look at these two IS4s.
Now, if GMA plays this correctly, they can push quicker than the Super Heavies can behind them, which means they
that's
can
what
take
they're doing
out.
Exactly. They're just pushing across, going for the kill on Unique.
Honestly, this
and
is
those
working
VKs
great for
are
GMA
just
so
done.
far.
Yeah, they're just out of the fight.
Oh, what was that shot from Canadian?
What we got here, Ryguy's getting focused out. Eki is also getting shot.
Now, Whitetails is just about to lose a lot of HP.
Triple tap, he's out of the game.
Triple tap, but as we know, issues with that is now those VKs are on long reloads. That's where the IS-4s can suck up that DPM, start penning their shells. But I think GMA is doing a really weird job of focus firing. If you'll notice, all of them are aiming at different tanks.
Yeah, it's pretty odd.
CAC is not aiming at Mako, and whoever just Assassin absolutely lost all of his HP for that.
Kenny Otsu's and Mako are basically one shots.
Now Arctic has to back up here.
Yeah, he is. He's doing a good job. I think this is just down to GMA. They just have so much more
Kenny just blowing a massive chunk of his HP there on the E100. They need to take out Mako. And as well, Mocha with full health can actually get some nice shots into the Kron. How much health is the Kron at?
Kron is now
not the most anymore.
320.
So Mocha getting that nice shot in, finishing him off. Yeah. I think GMA's got this in the bag.
They definitely do at this point.
Yeah. And as we said, the issue with German Super Heavies is, yeah, they got HP, they got big alpha, and they got decent pen, but the issue is they're so slow. And their DPM effectively is so poor. Like, when they all three shot at the IS-4s, the third guy is only doing like 300, 200 damage a shot, which is crippling his DPM. And the IS-4s are just laughing that off, chunking heat shells into them like no problem. And that was really just an easy win for GMA. Like, I don't even think they sweated after they pushed there.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah.
You can see the issues with the VKs. They really only got 1,000 damage out. Like, yeah, that's not great.
The thing is, they weren't able to complete the pincer like they had hoped.
Yeah, it was a very weird strat.
GMA just pushed across to the tanks that were pushing in front.
So GMA definitely is on the advantage here, and again, they're doing the same strat as before, which honestly I don't blame them. It's a pretty solid strat. How are you gonna counter 6 IS4s?
Yeah, with more IS4s or better
Exactly.
crossfire or something, but it's just harder.
Now there's no way they're running 3 AMXs. No way.
Ooh, I hope not, because that's gonna
I
be
really
so
hope if
tough
they
for
run
them.
3 AMXs, I'm already saying it's over. Okay,
Kronvan,
okay.
2 Kronvans.
2 Krons, AMX 50Bs. Now, you don't, you do see AMX 50Bs played on Faust, but
Yeah,
it's rare. It's very rare. Sometimes they'll push into the missile silo and they'll go under. Oh,
it is 350Bs. Well,
um,
hopefully they play for the caps or something. Or
no, no.
crossfires.
What if they line up? You ready for this? They have the 2 Krons in front line, and they have those Krons sit there, and then when they find out where the enemy is, they rush the 50Bs over the ridge.
You know, it's
and just
possible. They put the
that's.
2 Krons in the corner.
I want to meet the tournament strategist for that.
Yeah. What the ideas behind
Yeah,
this?
what is not only what his ideas were, but at the same time just how he comes up with these.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the Krons might be playing like the corner up in top
They
right.
could push, yeah, they can push the medium corner, which would be a really good hold.
No, the other corner.
You're talking about what, the heavy corner up
Yeah,
where
yeah.
the like the weird box shaped thing is?
And then the 50Bs push across towards A. No, I actually don't know.
The thing
'Cause
is
then
you
they
can't
just
even
get
guess.
pushed on, yeah.
Well, NA has certainly surprised me. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
Actually, Ishtar has
yeah,
certainly surprised me.
in particular. Particularly.
Alright.
Yeah.
Now, as much as I would love to see it, and I do want to see this work, I really want to see them win with this. I think I'm going to just vote for GMA, just because they got strong and sturdy.
Yeah, well, Unique, Kennyotsu, and Sky Warrior, the 3 50Bs are going towards the A cap. Oh, both of the Krons are spotted already. They might take heavy damage here.
Oof. Kron's
No
actually
shots
pushing,
coming in, actually.
it looks like they were going to go up, but they're actually going down, which, to
Yeah,
be
they're
fair,
going
is
for
really
Kenny
good
and
if they can
Assassin.
work that.
Ooh, it's gonna be tough though.
But they're in a big crossfire right now.
Yeah, Michael gets tracked. The 50Bs are gonna have to come in and clear those IS4s for them, but
Yeah,
they're gonna
Canadians
bleed
gonna
for
be able
it.
to shoot the Kron as well, which is gonna stop their whole push, I'm thinking there. They can't push up quick enough. They only go
Yeah.
like 20, 15 up the hill.
Kenny and Assassin are both kind of stuck there.
This
Riot Guy's
is-
gonna get caught out though.
Okay,
I
so
think.
here's what I'm seeing is Assassin and Kenny are stuck, and those
The
50Bs
are coming in, yeah.
they're coming.
They're creeping up.
But
It's like
Riot
the
Guy's
Jaws
in
thing.
also a tricky situation right now.
Oh, here comes Unique.
Oh, oof!
Bounces
Ricocheting
a
the
shot.
side of a 50B.
Assassin is gonna get deleted here.
Wait a sec. Did you
Ooh,
just
goodbye.
see Unique shoot
Yeah,
at
he-
Canadian? Huh.
Ooh, Kenny gets nuked too. Look at
Yeah,
that, 2 picks, 2
This
kills.
is crazy.
Riot Guy's on the
2
other
tanks
side.
taken out
Yeah.
immediately.
Riot Guy's just
Now,
wasting as much
Riot
time
Guy's
as they
gonna be
can.
taken out for this because
Yeah,
he
but
got
the
left behind.
50Bs are gonna come in and just
Riot
clean
Guy
up
also
maybe.
damaged Amarak. But the 50Bs, the issue is
Oh, you look
the
at Unique
less.
creeping up on Mocha.
Oh gee.
Oh, max roll.
But does Mocha have enough health to take? He
Yes,
does.
he
He
does.
has just enough
501, he
health.
has to HE him.
Which means 150B is taken out here. If Mocha plays it correctly, he heshes
Ooh.
him, he's taken out.
Yeah.
Although he messed up that hesh.
Well, let's see here. Arctic is getting focused
Whitetail.
out by the 50Bs.
Honestly,
Another
I
bounce
think,
shot off the back.
I can't tell who's winning this. Canadian is saving his HP, which
Well,
is
GMA
good, but it's not good.
are 3 tanks down. Ishtar
Mocha's
have the.
doing okay.
Well, it's a slight HP lead, but
If Mocha can get shots on the side, that's going to be really nice to at least help out the team a little. Whitetail's
Whitetail's
though
gonna
getting
get
caught
clipped
out.
here.
This is not what I expected.
Well, this is about how I saw the battle panning out.
Yes.
The
As soon as we
50Bs
saw
are just
kinda
gonna
coming
be
in, it made
yeah.
sense.
rolling around and trying to get some clears.
Canadian is going to have to. Now, why is Canadian? Here's a question: why is he not shooting Unique? Because Unique's the big lowest health here. Like Whitetails is going to die no matter what.
That is a very good question. I would think he'd be going for the clear on Unique.
Especially because he had an HE at
Now he has to
Unique's butt.
choose. Actually
Nice
does
shot
pick
in
up
there.
Kenny, but yeah, he's,
But
he's
now Unique has in that clip. This is where he
Yeah.
probably regret.
and Eki's gonna pick up Mocha. Oh no,
Ooh.
Darktronics gets the shot, clutches it.
Well,
Interesting.
Canadian, unless
yeah.
you get 5 Amaraks.
No, that was pretty cool.
It was. I give him credit.
I like
That was a great job from Ishtar there. Guess the ISHTR just, yeah, it makes sense if you think about it, because
Yeah,
if you
the
push all your
50Bs.
tanks at once, that's what I've always been saying. Like, if you get clippers and you push them correctly, you literally clear 2 tanks instantly.
Exactly, yeah.
So it worked.
Yeah,
The
and
question is GMA gonna do a counter to that,
Oasis
or are they?
Palms, new map.
GMA's looking to push. I don't know. They put a mouse out now.
Yo, is that gonna be double Leos? No.
Oh no.
One Leo.
No way.
That's cool.
Are they
though.
gonna camp it at the back? Because I know Ahori is sometimes used on this map in the corner.
Mhm.
They,
And
I
I
think
think-
they're gonna use that leopard as a
Yeah, as a sniper.
as the sniper, as we said earlier today.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I think for Oasis Palms too.
Yeah.
There's one spawn that has really good resets on C if you just park a corner in the
Now-
or a tank in the corner.
I honestly think that Ishtar's using almost EU strats here, because none of these strats are like NA, like whatsoever.
Yeah, I think they're
And-
just thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
I really like it, and since professionals like the top 8, I've been saying that I really enjoy Ishtar strats, and they make it
I
work.
do. And the great thing I find is that when you win with a strategy like that, like we had low expectations for that working. And the fact that they were able to pull it out not only shows that they're skilled, they've got really good strategies,
Mhm.
it also shows that there is ways to beat the current meta. There's
Yeah.
ways to beat all IS4s. Even though it's tricky, you can counter it really easily, apparently, if you run clippers, because of course the IS4 struggle immensely against them, apparently.
Well, the thing is, 50Bs, and this is a point that I've raised like before in other streams and other like games and whatever. 50Bs and 57s actually have really good DPM.
They
for
did. They got
heavies.
that 3,000, I think,
Yeah,
or something
over
like that.
3,000 DPM. And the thing
And
is,
they used the cron smart as well. They just had the crons kind of hold.
yeah, I mean, they kept those IS4s in place
Yeah.
and set them up for the slam dunk. The 50Bs just came in and like nuked
Yeah,
them.
that was like a Michael Jordan there.
Yeah.
Well, now we are on Oasis for the tiebreaker. So, good games to both. And
Mhm.
honestly, whatever team loses this, still fantastic job to both teams.
Yeah,
'cause
really.
These have really been good games from both, and tough battles out here.
I will say
Let's
I'll
out.
be sad if Ishtar loses because I want to keep seeing these like whack
These weird
strats.
strats. Now, the issue with Unique here is honestly, he's. Wow, actually getting some nice spots at the Vickers there. Only one spot, I
Yeah.
guess.
I think there's a Vickers,
which-
yeah, that's spotted.
Mocha being spotted on the other side. Not
Yeah,
sure
but
what
that's
Mocha was
enough
spotted
information.
by.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm actually not sure either. Maybe he was poking up on the hill.
Now they're gonna get the base capture, which is
Mhm.
gonna be good.
Well, Canadian is
And-
actually getting off of C. Not
Unique
confident
pushing
in the
away.
cap, yeah.
Oh, I don't know why he stopped capping that. Why would you do that?
A is now getting capped. Assassin.
Canadian
spotted.
actually could have thrown the game for them there.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
not
it could
thrown,
be.
but
yeah,
I don't
it
know
makes it a little
why-
harder for them now.
he didn't get spotted the whole time. Like, even if you get shot, he could have easily capped that. He backed out of it, and he lost some of the cap advantage. That's a major disadvantage they have
That
now.
is.
Especially because Ishtar is where base B is. There's no way GMA is going to be able to push up through base B and at least counter
they're
that
trying
with...
to do it. They're trying to push to their spawn, and now Ishtar gonna have to hold their spawn.
Ishtar
as well
looks
as,
like
like,
they
the
know
other
this is
side.
going to happen, though.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
turning around.
I mean, there's only one play that GMA can make, and that would be.
Now we got the Kron. Is the Kron going to push into base B? I don't...
No.
Or, no, he's probably just going to hold base B.
Yeah. Because if they push the crown into B, then that would be a miscall. They'd basically throw their tank away.
Yeah. Mouse, I'm not... Wait a sec. What's Assassin doing here? Is he just gonna push right through mid into B?
Assassin. Yeah, it kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
It does.
Mocha takes a hit. Don't know
Mocha
why
did take a hit.
he was able to. He was still on the hill there.
I
Now-
do think the Sheridan is like decent tank for this map because you can lob the
definitely
missiles
is.
over, but GMA is just... They're down on cap, and they're down on the aggressive position.
But
As
you've
you've
got-
said,
Yeah.
holding high ground's important.
You've got Unique and Eki ready to like just jump on Mocha if he overextends even the slightest bit. Like the leopard. Is
Yeah.
just such good. Or it's just so good at killing Sheridan.
And
same as the
Assassin's, well, he's learning why you don't mess with the Kron all down.
Vickers.
Mocha pushing aggressive again. But
Yeah, well,
Mocha
he's
really
gonna try
can't
to
do
get
much here.
missiles.
Like he can get a missile out, which I guess he
Actually gets
did
it on
actually.
Jerry,
Impressive
yeah.
missile.
Well, Jerry's a bit over or out.
Oh,
open.
here comes the push.
Oh yeah, there's a push on that other side.
There is a big push going on. Now it is
Oh,
4
Kakati's gonna get,
tanks
yeah,
on their
counter
whole
push.
team.
Oh, and yeah, Ishtar's just going
Yeah.
for the brawl here. They have the DPM advantage with the Vickers and the.
If GMA wants to win this,
Unique.
they have to focus fire to a T. I would suggest the Kron, honestly.
Look at that. They're gonna split their focus, going for the Leo, and both
Now,
shots
what is
missed.
Kenny aiming at?
Both Kenny and Kakati.
Yeah, what are
turned
they
for the
aiming
Leo,
at?
but
That's
they didn't
really
get
bad
it.
playing there.
Yeah, look at that. Ishtar are still down on HP though. They have
are.
a kill though.
Alright,
GMA
Whitetail's
not
getting the nice shot on
focus
the Mako. Massive low roll though.
Ooh,
Not
Rai guy is
one.
still alive.
Now the thing about
Mako is alive too.
GMA's...
Oh my! Arctic just got deleted.
I was gonna
Goodbye.
say GMA's up on HP for specific
No, that
tanks.
volley just. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, this is looking very clear
Oh, and Mocha's
already.
getting. The mobility is getting knocked out.
It is.
Oh, Unique is
Mocha
getting hit.
has to get out of there.
Well, he's just dragging them around, but now Canadian's gonna get volleyed.
Canadian's gonna get slapped. So who's left? It's really not much.
Nope, it's just
Assassin.
these tanks
I'm
you
not
see
sure
here.
what Assassin's really done this whole time.
I mean,
not-
he's driving around in the mouse.
Yeah.
Like, again, what you're saying with the super heavies, it's hard to put them into position.
It is. They're too slow to help the team out.
Yeah, and the mobility of Ishtar's lineup
Ooh,
is just
but
making
nice
it out
shots in
there.
the Ichi there.
Yeah. Oh, and
Whitetail's-
Assassin's gonna keep creeping up. Whitetail's with the kill.
GMA is actually getting the cap points, but Unique is capping
Unique
base
has
B.
2 caps now, and he's still getting shots
Now,
into
the thing I'm
Whitetails.
surprised is Mocha knows that all the tanks are spotted for Ishtar. Why wouldn't he go when Unique is capping that base? He could have killed Unique, capped that base, stopped that whole tank there.
That's true. And Unique's gonna be going for the C cap
Yeah,
now.
now that's it's 100% going to Ishtar. Even
Well-
if they were to win this whole engagement, they're so far down on cap that
Yeah,
they just
yeah. At this point, yeah. Kenny Otsu hater, and
yeah, it's
he's
gonna be
just
for
gonna
cap.
waste
Like
time.
GMA again somehow managed to pull out this victory. Like not the victory, but the victory on their tanks itself. They managed to actually win the engagement here,
Wow.
but they lost on cap.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, if Mocha had played smart and he had gone for that leopard, if they had gotten that leopard taken out, it would have been 100% win.
Well, it
Not
came
100,
down,
but very prominent.
yeah, it came down to a roll at that point because Unique was on 577.
Yeah,
HP.
570 hit points.
He would have had to HE him.
He
which
would have
is a
had to
bit
get
of a
the HE. But even if he didn't HE, even if he got a missile over, just stopping that cap, stopping the leopard
Yeah.
from doing what he did, would have changed the entire battle.
Yeah, because then he would have been able to get A or something else. Yeah, but yeah.
That was
Yeah,
it was actually very close, and it looks like
yeah.
Wild's
GMA.
predictions have so far started to come true, as he did say GMA would finish last.
He did.
Yes, he did. I think he said GMA. I think he said GMA, and then he said Ishtar.
No, I
And
think
then
he put Ishtar
Void and Rain.
because if I remember, it was the same as the seeding, which would be Rain, Void, GMA, and then Ishtar.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'll have to take a look. That's it. I'm finding it. Me big brain.
But yeah, I mean, I'm actually kind of.
That was
that
some
was cool.
close battles.
They were very close battles, and that's very exciting to see at these tournaments.
And the weird thing is that Ishtar changed the so much from the first battles they were playing against Rain, where they were just kind of stock battles, you know, blah blah, IS4s, E5s, to whatever the heck they were doing
Oh yeah.
on the it was such a different change. It was honestly a great job to Ishtar there.
Yeah, Ishtar was very much trying to go for like setting up crossfires or just like traps. Didn't work in their favor for Rain, but they were able to get GMA, catch GMA off guard because GMA, honestly was just running predictable lineups, like a bunch of IS4s.
Yeah.
Guess they could run multiple places, but you can definitely beat them to certain positions, and they were counting on that.
It's a pretty crazy game. You know what's real fun is Every gets to talk about the analytics.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and I have a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Those were some very interesting games.
Oh, yeah.
Might I add. And like always, let's start with the first game, which was a bit disappointing, I would say. When I think Ishtar played this really good. They made a lot of ground topside. They got really early C camp. They took a shot for it, but I think it was pretty good of a trade. They had a mouse on B, so GMA, so they were already a tank down, and they had a tank behind, meaning where Ishtar to push, they would have a 5-on-7 for their own and would win that fight. Because a mouse is down and I think an IS-4 behind. Both aren't particularly fast, and in the end, they don't have a lot of DPM, so they couldn't fight back once it gets to those end engagements. And Ishtar did push. They did go very aggressively into
Yeah.
a very defensive GMA, because they were very far back into more or less spawning locations, which was pretty good for them to decide, because it was more or less a read that Ishtar's going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And where it started to go downhill was when Ishtar decided to push down. They didn't go forward, which they should have done. They pushed down onto tanks that weren't necessarily dangerous, but that wouldn't really have mattered if they were out. They pushed onto 2 to 3 tanks that were downwards, meaning the IS-4 and the mouse that were not in the fight suddenly became accessible to GMA to use. And there was really bad focus fire and as well on the side of Ishtar, and GMA made really good use of that. And in the end, when they still had those 2 tanks, Mocha staying alive, what I talked about earlier, keeping that light tank running, and the full HP mouse, which is fine, you can have that. It was left for last. But he was able to defend it against 2 tanks easily, that cap, because that's what GMA in the end went for. And that was crucial, and that is what gave them the victory there. But the thing is, the same thing happened again on game 2. But
Yeah.
Ishtar did it better. They pushed in again. It's basic, the start is the exact same. GMA goes for an A push, Ishtar gets early B and C, which was just like before. Suddenly, GMA sends their mouse onto B, which I don't understand. They don't have a lot of info. They don't know where every tank is yet. And they sent a tank basically to be left alone for the entire game. And that's where he stays. Throughout this entire match, I don't think he left the city.
Yeah.
Meaning they basically had a 6v7 on top of the hill. And Ishtar really used that to their advantage. They rushed in again. GMA really good defensively. But Ishtar just had way better focus fire than the game before. Way better target priority. They dropped 2 tanks very quickly.
And we had
giving
seen
them
some of the focus fire from GMA. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, but I don't know. Ishtar really good picking up from last game, which they should have done there. Doing it here, working for them, getting those 2 tanks out. I think they had a constant 2-tank gun advantage throughout most of that fighting, which of course expanded later on. And that just was way better what Ishtar did, which they probably planned to do before. But some miscommunication? I'm not too sure.
They said they did have bad Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's what it was?
Well, I mean, it could be anything, but that's
Yeah.
what I saw. I guess that's what you two saw as well. And a tied for Middleburg, which of course is fine. But a lot of IS4s, and I think it's the server with the most IS4s used.
Oh, by far.
But going on to Faust, what was that first Faust game? 2 E100s, 2 VKKs, and a mouse with double Kranwagen?
Yeah, it was interesting lineup.
I'm not sure what the plan was. There's no DPM at all on that team.
Yeah, we saw the DPM fall apart.
I mean, the idea that they had was fine. I actually liked it with the VKs, and I don't know who it was, but someone else was with them, I think. Pushing behind the backs, but GMA was quick to realize. Very quick, and they counter pushed. Because there's maximum 4 tanks in front of them, none of which had any DPM to boot. They might have armor and some alpha damage, but that's not going to help you if you can't pen your shots, hit your shots, or get them out quick enough. And that's what basically GMA totally worked on. They counter pushed. Ishtar struggled with DPM, and GMA had this game again really good focus fire. It's really an off and on switch. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, it does seem like it.
I mean, first game, GMA, really good focus fire. Second game, Ishtar with the focus fire. It's like they're giving it to each other. And it happened again in the second game of Faust. Interesting lineups again. Double Kranwagen, triple 50B from Ishtar.
Yeah, that
So
was cool.
Mhm.
the double Kranwagen, super aggressive on B. Really like that, getting into that ramp. And then the triple 50Bs, rushing over A onto those two ISOs. All I wrote down was in caps total annihilation, because that's what it was.
Yeah.
They got two tanks out super early, got that gun advantage, and what you struggle with autoloaders and auto reloaders is not having the constant firepower.
Mhm.
So getting two tanks out early allows you to buy yourself more time because the enemy can't fight back as quick, can't fire as much, and can't do as much damage then. Basing on all of that.
Mhm.
And it just steamrolled from there. I don't think there was a chance for GMA to win that in general. And the last game was, I would say, an uphill battle until a certain point, which was Ishtar when they, I think, was it them that pushed it?
Yeah, Ishtar pushed on
Yeah.
GMA.
They counter push
Alright.
GMA.
And they, both teams dropped tanks, a couple at the start. But what Ishtar did better was keeping their tanks alive, especially that Leo, which you did mention in the commentary. They also had way better focus fire again and picking those targets. Because if GMA did that, they would have picked the Leo out because they needed to. Because he was the one that won that game. He got the B cam, he got the C cam, he helped out that E5 with cross shots.
Mhm.
And that basically won them the tiebreaker. That's all you can really sum it up. The mouse was driving around, as you also said. I think it was you, Fishy.
Yeah.
He couldn't do anything in that
No.
game
Yeah.
Mhm.
because it's not his fault.
No.
He's
Yeah.
just
It's not. It's just,
just
not
it's
slow.
nothing he
yeah.
can it's nothing he can do about it. He's in the wrong environment, in the wrong tank, the wrong situation, the wrong spot, and at the wrong time. Of course, you could say yes, there are some strategical issues, but you never know what's gonna happen. You don't know what your enemy will do. All you
Right.
can do is prepare for as much as possible,
Mhm.
and that's something GMA couldn't prepare for, and Ishtar totally abused that and
Yeah.
won themselves the
Some really good
tiebreaker.
strategies. Yes, my English is fantastic.
Also, according to the predictions, Ishtar was placed fourth. I checked.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
It was okay. Wow, I thought GMA was actually placed fourth.
Because it was the same as I said before. It was the same. Basically the same order as the seating for the brackets.
Now, of course, I think it is going to come down to Rain versus Void. I really want to see how they counter each other.
Yeah. Well, probably. I'd say yeah. It's gonna be Rain and Void.
Now,
in
if
the
Ishtar
finals.
pulls out some 350B strat and just absolutely yeets frickin' one of the clans out of there.
Yeah, Void. Would be.
Yeah.
I mean, what I got out of those last couple matches from Ishtar is if they get their stuff together, especially with focus firing and better communication, I think they could pretty much do an upset here with
Yeah.
very unconventional strengths. I mean, they are the ones who played the most interesting stuff.
Mhm.
They really seem to be in the mood to maybe not test out stuff, but see if stuff works.
And the thing about interesting strats is players in Rain and Void aren't expecting stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
Fishy and I,
Because
who've been looking at, we've been doing the whole streams for now, what, 3 or 4 months. You don't see stuff like that pop up. There's occasional times, but the fact that Ishtar pulled out like 4 different strategies, all crazy on their own, shows that they got some kahunas pushing into the last battles here.
definitely, but that's the thing. If you have a lot of basically aces up your sleeve, you can work with that. The more you have, the more unpredictable you get, meaning you just have a way broader space and you're gonna be harder to read. And I think Ishtar did that really well because it's tanks you don't see often. It's lineups you never see, especially on the NA server. From what I've seen today,
Yes. Yeah.
it's really
Yeah,
something
never.
different, and they are trying. It's not just trying, but it seems that they have a certain amount
Well,
of
they are working.
confidence in these lineups
Mhm.
that they seem to. I mean, they did work.
Yeah.
So really well played by them.
Yeah. I mean, I do enjoy it. or I do enjoy watching Ishtar play. They've pulled out some really, really cool strategies and made them work. And I am, in a way, glad that they're gonna be moving on. Like,
Hmm.
I get to, yeah, we just get to see even more interesting strats, hopefully.
Yeah, I want to see like 7 crons. I'm telling you, I'm waiting for it. I will personally go to Ishtar and make the strat for them.
Oh man,
There'll just be an arrow to say push.
just all 7 of them.
Yeah. Okay, so
So, yeah.
there's nothing after this, if
No,
correct.
the rest of the games
Yes,
are
this was the
tomorrow.
last game today.
Mhm.
Okay, and what time should everybody tune in tomorrow?
It's basically the same time.
Okay. So if you want to get your keys, make sure to stream tomorrow, or not stream, join in on the stream tomorrow. And as well, you can see some close games by Ishtar, some analytics by Every, and as well commentating by Fishy and I.
Yes.
We
And
should
Scumbag
forget
Juju
that
will be there as well.
Juju will join us.
Yeah,
Yes. Juju will be
Scumbag
there.
Juju.
It's gonna be on the Wargaming channel, so you'll get to see the Wargaming people too. So,
Yeah,
Alexandra and Tony.
we all get to see Tony's chinchilla. We're gonna force him to show the chinchilla on stream.
Oh yes.
Yes, just like Every's cat.
And an even bigger special. Fishy himself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm
Well,
going to
doesn't
be
Fishy have the face
revealing.
cam on today?
No, I
No.
don't.
No?
No.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Didn't set it up in OBS.
Oofed.
Yeah.
My
But-
OBS doesn't like me half the time. Actually, I had to stop using my OBS and use Streamlabs to actually record because OBS just stopped working. I was like, oh, thank you. So, I have got to, at least me personally, have to get to some work and get a video out today. So, I'm going to at least be ending off my stream. I'm not sure if you guys are going to continue. Well, I guess Every's not streaming. I'm not sure if Fishy's going to continue.
Yeah.
So
I don't
make
know.
sure to, yeah. So
I've been streaming
I will
for a
be
while
ending
now.
off stream. Hopefully all of you enjoyed it. But other than that, hopefully enjoyed Fishy's company, as well my commentating, and Every's fantastic analytics here.
Oh,
You
yes.
memorized all the battles. God, I couldn't have done that. You would have seen me like,
Well,
what
I have a
happened?
handy tool called a notepad.
I see. Don't tell them that.
Yeah. You are just big
All
brain.
right. So hopefully all of you enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.
Oh yeah.
All right. That's actually pretty good.
All right. I'll probably be ending off my stream as well. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed these really fantastic games.
Subscribe to Fishy!